Hey, everybody. Welcome to fucking Flash Ride. Paul's sick. He's sad. Look at him.
What are
Sickly
you going to
little
bring it
Paul.
up, TJ?
You know, it's the first thing we're gonna bring up.
Look at
Oh
him.
God,
Just look at him.
damn TJ, come
Poor
on.
Paul.
If I had a burqa, I'd put it on today.
I know, right?
I'd wear a fucking burqa. Can you grab me a sheet and I just put a sheet over my head?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, do it. I swear to God,
I'm
I'll
doing
do
it.
it. I don't give a fuck. I'll do the whole show with a sheet over my head.
Please
today.
don't pick a white sheet.
Yeah, don't do a white sheet. That's a bad look.
Yeah, don't pick a
I don't
white
think
sheet.
TJ has any white sheets. He's edgy. He's got red and black sheets.
If you think about it, I mean, a white sheet, something like TJ is kind of, shit, that shit would be bad. Like, I was like, you busted a nut, that ain't gonna show up, but like his like grease and his like all his grime, that shit's gonna be yellow.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, dude, like, I looked at my mattress under a black light, dude, and you don't realize how fucking disgusting you are until you do some shit.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
dude. No, you have to, like, wash your bedding, like, once a week at least, because it's like your body just leaks all kinds of fluids and shit while you're sleeping. It's fucking disgusting.
No, I mean, I even have a mattress protector. I don't have
I
like
do
one of
too.
I don't even have one of those like crazy plastic ones, which I guess I need to get. Because when
I
you
do
have fucking
too.
pets, they like to fucking piss on your bed.
Dude, that's a wonderful sheet.
It's
perfect.
a wonderful sheet.
Does it? It's a high
Let's see.
thread count sheet?
Let's see.
Oh,
it feels smooth.
dude, this is perfect. Then I'll just leave my eyes out.
I love it, dude.
Okay,
There you go.
let's do that. Let the glasses kind of hold it open.
This is the part of Paulie's fine with people saying,
Oh, yeah. No, this is my new look.
"This is your new look, dude." Paul's like in a burqa, dude.
This feels great.
It's very Virgin Mary-ish.
Yeah. This feels wonderful, man. Why haven't I done this before?
But it's kind of pointless since we're not really on camera too much.
This isn't
on
for them.
show.
This is for me.
This is just
This is
for
for Paul's comfort, dude.
This is for me to feel good.
Paul feels like he's back in the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. George Zimmerman sues Warren Buttigieg for $265 million, accuses them of attempting to garner black votes by defaming him.
I said when I first saw the story and you were showing me all the stories, but like, where did people come up with these numbers? Like, I mean, I get it's like it's a lot of money, but why is it 265 million specifically?
He's also suing Trayvon Martin's family for $100 million.
Oh, 100 million from them, right?
Dude, why won't Zim Zam just go away?
I think
Like-
that he's just he must on some level like his fame, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Even though it's like he's infamous. I guess a lot of fucking conservatives like him. Like, yeah, the way you shot that black kid, c'est magnifique.
If I was this dude, I would be doing the opposite of this. I would change my name, I'd get plastic surgery and just disappear into the morass of America. I don't
More
understand this.
ass. George Zimmerman, the one-time Neighborhood Watch volunteer who was acquitted in the 2012 shooting death of Trayvon Martin in Florida, is suing Senator Elizabeth Warren and Mayor Pete Buttigieg for $265 million, claiming both 2020 presidential Democratic candidates defamed him in an attempt to garner votes in the black community. The lawsuit, filed in Polk County, Florida, Tuesday, argues Warren and Buttigieg's two separate tweets on February 5th, which would have been Martin's 25th birthday, used the killing as a pretext to demagogue and falsely brand Zimmerman as a white supremacist and racist to their millions of Twitter followers. I think people pretty much already have their opinions of George Zimmerman.
Yeah, wasn't there a
In
whole
their
big
head.
media spectacle? I mean,
Right.
surrounding his trial and everything else. It's like, it went on for like years. It wasn't like,
So I'm pretty sure people have already come to the conclusion one way or the other. Either they're like, he's fine, what he done was right, or they're like, he's a racist murderer.
Yeah.
And there's really not much in between.
so here's the tweet. Trayvon Martin would have been 25 today. How many 25th birthdays have been stolen from us by white supremacy, gun violence, prejudice, and fear? Hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Dude, okay, I got to be honest
I mean,
with you, though.
he's not white though.
Yeah, well, no, they were talking about Trayvon. Well, I don't know, dude. Buttigieg is really desperate for some black support, so Zimmerman's got a point there.
Yeah, I mean, well, Buttigieg has zero black support. Scotty, you were telling me the other day about the debacle of Buttigieg's firing of the city's first black police chief.
Yeah. We're actually that comes up in a recent episode, so we're just going to
Okay, I guess we'll talk about it then.
we'll talk about it then.
My heart goes out to Sabrina. This is, I guess, the other tweet. Wait, is this the other tweet? This is Warren's tweet. My heart goes out to Sabrina Fulton and Trayvon's family and friends. He should still be with us today. We need to end gun violence and racism. And we need to build a world where all our children, especially young black boys, can grow up safe and free.
Why especially?
Especially them.
Why especially young black boys? Why not everybody?
No, especially them. Paul.
Especially.
So they should be especially safe.
Yeah. They should be.
Got it.
Because right now they're more in danger than everyone else, so we have to overcorrect and make sure that they're in less danger than everybody else.
They're especially safe.
I think we need to we need a fucking federal program to keep all black youth in safety bubbles.
Yeah, TJ, you know what? We got one. It's called prison.
That's not a safety bubble.
just had the
That's
most-
a danger bubble.
I just had the most racist thought that I'm so glad I didn't. Oh man, no, I'm not even gonna say
No,
it.
I agree with you. I mean, it shouldn't be especially anyone. It should be like people. An ideal world would be no one faces these things, not just one group that faces it even less. Like just nobody has to face violence.
Look, I don't like Buttigieg and I don't like Warren, but I don't think they did anything here that amounts to
Defamation.
lawsuit levels.
Well, you might feel differently if you were George Zimmerman.
Well, apparently I would because George Zimmerman does feel differently.
I don't think he's got a case under U.S. law. I think this is just a media attention thing. 'Cause, I mean, look, I mean, obviously he has the right to file a lawsuit, but is he going to win this lawsuit? No. The burden of proof, he's going to prove like so many things to prove defamation, which he's not going to prove based on a couple tweets.
I mean, if the tweet was worded like horrible, racist, white supremacist piece of shit, George Zimmerman should be hung in the streets.
Yeah, that's different.
You know what I mean? But
It doesn't even mention him by name.
bringing
Obviously,
up a giant news story like this is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was a national news story. Obviously, people already have their feelings about it one way or the other. And I don't even think, even if they did call him out by name, I still don't think he would have a case.
probably not.
I mean, the defamation laws are really, really fucking hard. It's really hard to prove defamation in the U.S. fucking system.
Well, as they should be, because they could be used to chill free speech. You know what I mean?
Right, and because we're such a robustly free speech-oriented country, or at least, on paper
We
are.
pretend to be.
It's hard to do these kind of lawsuits, and I mean he's going to lose both these lawsuits. They're not even. I mean,
They're
not
gonna be
going to go anywhere.
Yeah, they're going to be dismissed.
But it's just another. I mean, this guy just loves to grab headlines at this point. So
One thing he does, like anytime he does something big like this, he knows he's going to get fucking press. So it's an easy win for him. He probably lives off donations and other fucking conservative people going, "Hey, you were the one that killed the black kid." It's like, when you're famous for that, I guess this is all you've got, in a sense.
Poll: Sanders now leading 2020 Democrats by 15 points.
My margins are going to be huge.
Progressive Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont has jumped out to a double-digit lead over the rest of the 2020 Democratic primary field, appearing to cement his position as the frontrunner to win the party's presidential nomination, according to ABC News Washington Post poll. The survey found that 32% of Democrats and Democratic-leaning independents favor Sanders, an 8-point increase from a similar poll conducted last month. Meanwhile, former Vice President Joe Biden's support dropped 11 points to 17%.
Biden's just collapsing.
Yeah, giving Sanders a 15-point lead against his nearest competitor. The 15-point margin is nearly double Biden's biggest lead in the ABC News Washington Post survey during the 2020 cycle.
Who is his nearest competitor now?
Bloomberg.
TJ, this story is false.
Yeah.
The story is false.
Well, according to this one, actually, Bloomberg's in third. But Bloomberg is ascendant. Biden is in decline.
Excuse me, TJ.
Yeah, go ahead.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
The story you pulled, can I see the headline?
Yeah.
This headline is false.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
TJ, if you compare the moderates of the Democratic Party versus Sanders, the moderates are beating him.
Oh, okay.
So if you take every moderate candidate and you put them against Bernie and take their percentage of supporters, TJ, it's actually greater than his support. So this is actually this article
combine
is false.
them into one super moderate.
If you combine the super centrist
I am
candidate,
mega moderate.
then the moderates are leading, TJ.
Wow.
I am Clo Booty Judge.
I've literally seen those articles though. That's why I'm saying that. I've literally seen articles like that, like the moderates versus. It's like, come on, guys. Like, Bernie Sanders has to run against everyone, sure, but he can't run against them, and then you add up their vote totals I mean, why? That's not how the election works. Come on.
before Joe Biden, Judge.
Joe Biden Judgeberg.
Joe Biden, Judgeberg rules all.
Look how much money my campaign can spend to promote this.
Woo! Speaking of that, Bloomberg to go face-to-face against rivals after ad blitz. So the debates tonight, for those of you wondering if we're going to cover it, no.
Thank
We're sitting this one out. We've done.
Hallelujah.
We're gonna come back and cover another one, but
Paul's fucking sick. We got a lot of shit going on here. Can't do this.
Not doing this one.
Sorry.
For Mike Bloomberg, the one-way conversation with Democratic voters is about to end by spending more than $400 million of his own money and largely bypassing his opponents by skipping the early primary states. Bloomberg has rocketed to double-digit support in enough national polls to qualify both Wednesday night's Nevada debate, that's tonight, and next week's debate in South Carolina. We might cover that one. It's kind of depend.
Question.
Yes.
What about the thing with like the number of small donations had to be there?
That's been gotten rid of.
Oh, that's been gotten rid of. Okay. So
that's not a thing anymore.
So
Due to a donation, right? To the
yeah,
DNC?
there was a donation made to the DNC by this dude Mike Bloomberg, who asked that the rules be changed. Hey, wait a minute, is that the same Mike Bloomberg?
What the fuck?
But as Bloomberg's support has risen, so has the criticism from his Democratic foes, as well as the broader scrutiny of his past comments and record as New York City mayor. As he faces his rivals on stage for the first time, they've made it clear they're eager to take him on. On Tuesday, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren offered a preview of one line of attack the billionaire can expect face-to-face. It's a shame Mike Bloomberg can buy his way into the debate, she tweeted, but at least now primary voters curious about how each candidate will take on Donald Trump can get a live demonstration of how we each take on an egomaniac billionaire.
Damn.
She's
roasting him.
That's true. That is a little bit of a. I mean, like, look, he is Trump.
That's is she gonna bust that out tonight?
Bernie has been attacking Bloomberg like crazy too. So this is not like they're basically like especially the progressive wing of the fucking Democratic Party is really going after Bloomberg.
Why didn't Steyer get this level of venom? Because he did the same thing basically.
Steyer, I don't know.
I don't think anyone saw Steyer as much of a threat. To be honest,
people are just like, Steyer.
It's Steyer.
But Bloomberg, he's actually, they both spend a tremendous amount of money on advertising, but Bloomberg's actually seems to be working, so that's probably why he's getting the animus.
Well, Bloomberg also comes from a media background, too.
Yeah,
so
he
understands
newspapers.
He understands that beast a lot better than someone like Tom Steyer does.
So, this is a guy who, he was the engineer of the stop and frisk policy that, to me, it violates the Fourth Amendment completely and utterly.
He repudiated that, though, TJ.
Oh, yeah.
He changed
his mind.
And it's
like a year ago.
And it's widely known to be a racist policy.
Right. Well, it's not the way it's written is not necessarily racist, although I think it is unconstitutional.
The way it's enforced.
The way it was enforced.
Yeah, the way it was enforced was racist. Bloomberg has, he's on tape being like, all the crimes, minorities commit all the crimes, so yeah, you got to do that. And he's also shit-talked farmers, saying that, what they do is easy and it's basically just brain-dead, stupid fuck work.
Of course.
Awesome.
It's real, which is really easy to fucking say when you're a
rich
elitist, rich fucking billionaire.
Yeah, as you eat your fucking expensive ass shit that someone grew for you. Oh, this is nothing. A child could do this.
Yeah, I guarantee if there was a Bloomberg farm, it wouldn't produce shit.
What is this shit he's
Maybe
standing
bullshit.
in front of? Why is there a bunch of
fucking
whiskey barrels with this shit all
those
over
are the barrels of the whiskey you'd have to get drunk on to vote for Bloomberg.
What is this?
But he's been caught. There's like 60-something sexual assault allegations again. It's just like he's just Trump.
He's Trump.
He's Trump. He's just Trump, but as I'm a Democrat.
He's rich. He's a richer Trump, dude. He's Trump with more money. Like our country. You know what happened, TJ?
I've seen some of these establishment Democrats, by the way, putting like, well, that's why we got to vote for Bloomberg because he's richer than Trump. It's like, oh my God. So you just, yeah, we just need an out and out plutocracy. Yeah, that sounds great. Just look, whoever has the most money rules the land. Cool. Sounds great.
TJ, we didn't go rich enough the first time. Trump, it's like. His billions are they're kind of called into question. There's people that believe Trump can be worth as little as $300 million.
Right. But
Bloomberg unquestionably is a fucking mega rich billionaire.
He's already spent more than $300 million just on ads.
Yeah, 400. Yeah, you know what? I'll run for president. Yeah, $400 million. Yeah, here you go.
So another question is, this is InTheseTimes.com asks, at what point does Bloomberg's unprecedented ad spending amount to bribery of the media?
Now,
Yeah, exactly.
So
this
basically, he has spent more. I mean, we'll do. There's like some comparison numbers here. In 2016, for example, Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders' campaign reported $73.7 million on TV ads, while Democratic opponent Hillary Clinton spent $62.6 million. Republican candidates Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush spent $72 million and $66.9 million respectively. Yet these numbers are a mere sliver of Bloomberg's total.
That's like $260 million.
Bloomberg's expenditures aren't just astronomical; they're unprecedented, amounting to what many critics have called an act of grand-scale bribery in pursuit of the world's most powerful political position. So basically, the idea here is Bloomberg is pumping so much money, so much advertising money into these media companies that, of course, they're going to have a vested interest in making their coverage pro-Bloomberg.
because he's going to keep doing it.
Yeah, because it's like, oh my God, we're getting so much money off this guy. He's just pumping money into like, and
all he has to say is, "I'm going to pull my ads from you and put them elsewhere."
Right, and at a time when a lot of these companies are failing and they're not doing as well as they used to, they got to increase competition from the internet and so on and so forth.
Well, all the money's gone to Facebook and Google.
Right, and so it's basically like, hey, here's gigantic sums of ad money, unprecedented amounts of ad money.
Oh my fucking God. This guy, I just had to look it up. This guy's 78 years old.
Oh, he's the same age as Bernie Sanders.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So that's another thing that's kind of fun is that he actually undercuts a lot of the arguments that were made against Bernie Sanders by the mainstream Democrats. It's like, oh, well, Bernie Sanders is too old. Well, Bloomberg's the same age. Well, Bernie Sanders had a heart attack. Well, so did Bloomberg. He had a heart attack in 2000. So, I mean, like... actually undercuts a shit ton of their arguments against Bernie Sanders. If they're willing to accept this, then there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to accept that.
Because one's not a billionaire.
Bloomberg has also been putting out these ads where he's making it sound in the ad like Obama endorsed him, which never happened.
I love fucking.
So a lot of people
love Bloomberg,
and Obama is not coming out to correct it or anything. So people are just like, yeah, Obama endorsed Bloomberg. Even though that never happened.
Why wouldn't Obama just make a statement and say it never happened?
Man, thank you, Citizens United, dude. Thank you for that wonderful decision that allows billionaires to pump unlimited amounts of money into their own campaigns and through super PACs and through every other means possible.
I love the name of Citizens United, too. It's got such a fucking opposite name.
Yeah, I know. It's for the
citizens.
people.
This is a bill for the people.
Campaign finance reform. We don't need that. Corporations are people. They can do whatever they want.
It's like taking a law that puts people into concentration camps and calling it the Happy Families Act or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what they always do.
Yeah, the Family Bonding Act.
So one of the things that the Bloomberg campaign is trying to do to scare voters into supporting him is warning that Bernie Sanders, if we don't stop him now, he may become unstoppable, which to me, that sounds like a good thing. But Mike Bloomberg's campaign is sounding the alarm that Bernie Sanders will soon amass an unsurmountable delegate lead if the Democratic field stays split, and took the extraordinary step of suggesting laggards should drop out. Kevin Sheekey, Bloomberg's top strategist, said, "The fact is, if the state of this race remains status quo with Biden, Pete, and Amy in the race on Super Tuesday, Bernie is likely to open up a delegate lead that seems nearly impossible to overcome."
You know who else they really said this kind of shit about, too? It's when Hillary was running, man. It was, Bernie just needs to drop out so we can ensure that I just get everything that I need. So now let's do the same for Bloomberg. You know what's interesting is how they've talked about Hillary as a possible VP pick for Bloomberg. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
I've heard the
Well, Hillary has come out and said that she's not going to do it.
Of
But
course.
of course, who cares? I mean, she lies all the time.
You think if fucking Hillary has a chance at power, she's gonna go, nah? I don't know, maybe so, but it seems far fetched.
So, yeah, that's what's going on right now in the Democratic race. It's shaping up to be Bernie Sanders versus Bloomberg.
Well,
The late entry into the contest, because I mean, Warren has seen her. I mean, we'll take a look at the state of the race actually right here. So actually, the most likely outcome right now is that no one has enough delegates, and it goes to a contested convention, which if that happens, that's going to be a fucking disaster. I mean, that's going to be like, however that plays out, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be really fucking nasty. You're going to see.
It's going to be a shit show for sure.
I mean, they're going to, because I mean, like, it's obvious that if it goes to a contested convention and Bernie Sanders has the most actual votes, you're going to see a tremendous outpouring of Sanders' very fucking mobile supporters coming out and demanding that he be given the nomination, which is the last thing the Democratic Party wants to do. So they're going to be trying really hard to anoint one of these other people, you know, the nominee of the party, with their super delegate kind of rigging of the process. Try to give it to Biden or Bloomberg or Buttigieg. Why are there so many B names in this?
B.
This no one candidate is somebody that I could get behind.
Yeah, no one for president. I like it.
I like this candidate.
Yeah, he's got all the right policy positions.
What do you mean he?
Well,
They.
No one is leading, too. I mean, you can't deny the appeal of no one.
I mean, look, no one is fucking. He's taken off in the polls, or it's taken off in the polls. They're taken off in the polls. However, whatever pronoun you want to use.
Furthermore, TJ, no one has received no funding from super PACs, billionaires, or
Yeah.
actually anyone. No
Yeah.
one has funded anything for no one.
No one's winning this race without even having spent $1.
Name one destructive position that no one has taken.
That's
Name
true.
one controversial position that no one has taken.
He's a controversy-free candidate.
Yep.
Nothing. I mean, he hasn't done shit. I keep saying he. It's just easier for me to say he. But
Wow,
you know,
TJ. See how you treat pronouns, buddy.
that's true. But
Everything by default is male.
This yeah. This though is something to definitely keep your eye on because, like I said, this could be a real spectacle. Probably not in the way.
I think
that-
no matter how this election season turns out, a spectacle is pretty much assured.
Yeah, we're guaranteed a spectacle.
There's going to be some fuckery. There's going to be some super delegate shenanigans. There's going to be some shit. But make no bones about it, this contested convention is exactly what the DNC wants. They want to stop Sanders in any way that they can, and the contested convention gives them the avenue to do that. So
Let's move on from politics. Researchers find a Western-style diet can impair brain function.
We're all fucked, dude.
After a week on a high-fat, high-added sugar diet, volunteers scored worse on memory tests.
yeah, I fail to see how that's a bad thing, though. Who wants to remember shit?
Right.
Like, I'm trying to forget. So you're telling me I should just keep my high-fat, high-sugar diet?
Yeah.
Sick.
It's helping you out. Consuming a Western diet for as little as 1 week can subtly impair brain function and encourage slim and otherwise healthy young people to overeat, scientists claim. Researchers found that after 7 days on a high-fat, high-added sugar diet, volunteers in their 20s scored worse on memory tests and found junk food more desirable immediately after they had finished a meal. The findings suggest that a Western diet makes it harder for people to regulate their appetite and points to disruption in a brain region called the hippocampus as a possible cause.
Hippo.
Hippo. I like it. Hippocampus. That's where the hungry hippos went to college. After a week on a Western-style diet.
Joke, dude.
That's just...
I'm done. I mean, I made some horrible jokes on the show, but
That one was pretty bad.
I think
I just can't.
it was a masterpiece. What are you talking about?
What? All right, never mind.
After a week on a Western-style diet, blame my fast food diet, Scotty.
I guess I can.
I ate too much American food, and now my sense of humor is lame and corny. After a week on a Western-style diet, palatable foods such as snacks and chocolate became more desirable when you are full.
I mean, what are they telling us here that we don't already know? So you're telling me when you get to eat a bunch of good, tasty, delicious, sweet, fatty food,
You want it
that-
more,
That
yeah.
you want it more than if you're just sitting and eating fucking raw broccoli all goddamn day like a rabbit or something. Of
Yeah.
course. Of course, when you eat a waffle sprinkled with fucking powdered sugar, you want another one.
Yeah, I mean,
What are they telling us here? They
Well, I-
needed to do a study for this? I could have told them this.
you know, I think it's just trying to better understand why people do this. You know what I mean? And I think it's just trying to explain
Because it's
that.
fucking delicious.
And I mean, yeah, but I think we know the reasons. You know, as far as that. Well, I think there's obviously multiple reasons. People have emotional reasons they eat. Obviously, when you get a taste for a certain kind of food, you eat it more.
I want to know about the memory thing. All right. In the longer term, eating a Western-style diet contributes to obesity and diabetes. No shit. Both of which have been linked to declines in brain performance and the risk of developing dementia.
Oh boy.
Cool. I'm looking forward to my dementia. I don't know about you guys.
I'm already in the midst of mine, I think.
That's good.
I ate too many sugary waffles.
Yeah, I do have a different cause for my memory problems, but
NHS staff can refuse to treat racist or sexist patients under new rules.
what if someone's dying and they say something racist or sexist?
Then they can just let them die.
We refuse.
Let's see. Sexist and racist patients could be barred from non-emergency
okay.
care.
Okay,
The
so it's
NHS
non-emergency.
stressed, under new rules in force from April. Currently, staff can refuse to treat non-critical patients who are verbally aggressive or physically violent.
Well,
towards
that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, sure. But these protections will extend to any harassment, bullying, or discrimination, including homophobic, sexist, or racist remarks. Health Secretary Matt Hancock wrote to all NHS staff on Tuesday to announce stronger measures to investigate abuse and harassment towards staff, saying no act of violence or abuse is minor. Being assaulted or abused is not part of the job, he said. Far too often I hear stories that people you are trying to help lash out. I've seen it for myself in A&Es, on night shifts, and on ambulances. Mr. Hancock said he was horrified that any member of the public would abuse or physically assault a member of our NHS staff, but it happens too often.
Oh, dude, it does. It happens over here a lot, too. I mean, a lot of these times, obviously in healthcare crisis, family members get upset that someone's dying or sick. You have people that are, on drugs. I mean, hospitals kind of become a catch-all for a lot of society's problems, so you get a lot of violence and assaults on doctors, patients, just everyone involved in the system.
Yeah, I mean, the violence, obviously, you shouldn't have to treat someone who's like a physical fucking threat to you.
Of course. Or, I mean, but how do you feel someone makes a racist comment? Do you think that
I mean, if you're fucking trying to get care off of, a black doctor or an Indian doctor or something, and you're sitting there making racist remarks, you're probably, you're kind of an idiot at that point, right?
Well, I guess it depends. What if you weren't even necessarily being racist towards them, but you just said something that was racist?
I mean, I don't know.
Or sexist, or it could be interpreted that way.
I mean, I don't know if it's like, oh, hey, you're, like, let's say fucking, you're some provocateur or some shit that's known for making such remarks. Like, would that qualify as, like, we don't have to provide medical care to you? Or is it just, like, if you say something in that moment,
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, yeah, if it's
like if you're just like a known racist, but you're not saying anything racist at that moment, can they refuse to treat you just because they don't like you? I mean, it seems like, if you have a government healthcare system like NHS, like everybody who's a citizen is paying into that. So
yeah,
I don't know that, you having political or, whatever beliefs that, people disagree with is necessarily a reason to withhold care. Obviously, it says here that they can only do it for non-emergency care, but I mean, part of how non-emergency care becomes an emergency is not getting treatment. So I don't know. It seems like this is more about, someone is here and they're being like racially abusive towards staff or something like that. Seems like it's more about protecting staff than just saying, if you don't meet these ideological purity guidelines, then you're not fit for, medical care.
This just goes to show you that human beings can't be helped, dude. Yeah, you're trying to get over here and ease my suffering, you dumb spick. It's like, what?
Well, in the U.S., we don't have any laws like this, or rules. I mean, yeah. I mean, you'd probably be kicked out, but there's not any, I guess, codified rule.
Get over here and make me well, you spick piece of shit.
Come wash my ass, you dumb wetback. It's like, come on.
Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. These rules were announced with the release of the 2019 NHS staff survey for England, which showed more than a quarter of NHS workers were bullied, harassed, or abused in 1 year. 4 in 10 workers felt unwell due to work-related stress. About 1 in 7 of the 569,000 staff surveyed reported being physically attacked, up slightly on the year before.
500,000?
Yeah,
I told you, dude. It's
500,000 people.
1 in 7.
It is super common.
The nearly 600,000.
It's time to prune the tree of liberty once again, I think. 500,000 people assault people that are trying to help them.
Well, it's 1 in 7 of 600,000, which means probably it's a little under 100,000 people that have done these assaults
Still needs
on
a
people
pruning.
trying to help them. The poll found staff at ambulance, mental health, and learning disability trusts were worst affected by abuse and violence.
Of course. So
I mean, when it comes to like mental health, I
emergencies-
mean, a lot of times people are not in their right mind. Obviously,
That's a major question here too. Is a lot of these people are probably mentally ill, and you
Right.
can't
or
really,
on drugs.
You can't really hold them responsible for what they're doing in the moment if that's the case.
Yeah, but it seems like so there's a lot of questions about this policy that I think need to be answered or addressed. But
Go down.
okay.
It says more than half the people with mental health problems in England also their treatment was delayed, while 42% said they were diagnosed too late. So it says that a separate. Oh well, I should read the one above it. A separate survey published by the Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman, or I fucking butchered that.
Ombudsman
Ombudsman
found that 1 in 5 mental health patients do not feel safe in NHS care.
Well, that's interesting.
So there seems to be like this mutual sort of animosity going on between patients and doctors. I don't know why there's
good
like
sign.
this violent mistrust going on.
But you know what,
That's a good
guys?
sign.
It's in the UK, so we ain't got to worry about it.
It's a super positive sign for the future.
Oh, yeah. They held up a Clearwater CVS, then a trail of pill bottles led cops to their door, police say.
Florida men.
The robbers made off with garbage bags full of opioid pills with about worth about $320,000, then tossed empty bottles out of the window. So these three men, they held up a Clearwater CVS on New Year's Day. They planned their moves meticulously. The robbers hit at 5 a.m. They wore blue surgical gloves so they wouldn't leave prints. They waved guns at employees and bound several of them with zip ties. Detectives would later review store surveillance video that showed one of the suspects casing the place the day before. They made off with a boatload of drugs in white garbage bags, more than 10,000 pills that contained opioids, hydrocodone, and oxycodone. An estimated street value of about $320,000, according to the Pinella County Sheriff's Office. But as detectives investigated the area around the store located at, whatever, they started noticing pill bottles. According to an arrest warrant, the robbers, it appeared, had emptied their bottles as they made their getaway, then tossed them out the car window. Detectives started following the pill bottles like breadcrumbs, eventually leading to a house at 1045 West Avenue. There, they found the same white Chrysler 200 that had been recorded on surveillance camera fleeing the scene. White cotton and pill bottle cap lay on the ground nearby.
So they were literally throwing it out as they pulled into their driveway.
Yeah.
They want to get caught?
So these guys are they're dumping the pills. They don't decide, let's get home and then we'll fucking get these pills out of their bottles. And, they're just they're doing it on the fucking fly as they're making their getaway and just throwing the bottles out literally a trail of breadcrumbs for the police to follow. They went through such bullshit to get, to fucking stage this robbery, they wearing gloves to make sure they don't leave fingerprints, casing the joint, making sure they got the perfect plan and all this. And then they fucking leave a trail of fucking pill bottles right to their fucking doorstep. Come on.
Oh, I love it.
This city deserves a
You
better
gotta-
class
you gotta
of
love
criminal.
this. The deputies detained the two men inside the Chrysler, Christopher Rachel Jr., 19, and Dave Dobbins, 19. They matched the descriptions of the two robbers seen inside the store, detective said. And this gets even better. They found more evidence on Dobbins' cell phone. He had recorded videos of the suspect in the same room as a bed strewn with pills and clear plastic baggies. Videos all show them handling a white garbage bag near the pills, the same type of bag which the suspects were seen fleeing.
Christopher Hansel and David Gretel, dude.
I know, dude. So these guys literally just have video evidence of them with all the shit. Look at all the drugs we got. We robbed this place.
This is actually really common now, though. People, basically confessing on social media when they do this type of shit has become increasingly common.
Great.
Like people getting caught fanning out a bunch of money the day after they knock over a fucking ATM or something.
Look at the crime I committed, motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
All right, good stuff. Good for you.
The police have to enjoy that. It's it makes it easier to solve some cases. Who fucking broke into that ATM? Oh, it was this dude? He's flashing all the money on Twitter.
UK to close door to non-English speakers and unskilled workers. Government plans to take full control of borders, a disaster for economy and jobs, say industry leaders and labor.
Close them borders, UK.
Britain is to close its borders to unskilled workers and those who can't speak English as part of a fundamental overhaul of immigration laws that will end the era of cheap EU labor in factories, warehouses, hotels, and restaurants. Unveiling its Australian-style points system on Wednesday, the government will say it is grasping a unique opportunity to take full control of British borders for the first time in decades and eliminate the distortion caused by EU freedom movement.
People were too free before.
But industry leaders immediately accused the government of an assault on the economy, warning of disastrous consequences with job losses and closures in factories and the high street. Labor and the Liberal Democrats also condemn the plans, while Unison, which represents health workers, said they spell absolute disaster for the care sector.
Basically, everyone's saying the economy relies on a bunch of people coming from other countries that earn lower wages to do these jobs. And if you basically stop those people from coming here, who the fuck are going to do those jobs?
Well, you know,
I guess the argument is, we'll pay our own citizens more money to do them.
Right. But that's going to be, you know, you're going to drive, basically, it's a catch-22 because you drive up the cost of consumer goods at that point. And a lot of these factories are going to say, hey, we're going to go to somewhere else where we can still employ this cheaper labor.
Yeah, we're going to move to Eastern Europe.
We're going to outsource these jobs. We're going to go to an EU country. It might be as easy relatively soon of just going to Scotland, because Scotland actually has another referendum I don't know if referendum's actually the right word there, but they're thinking about there was
an independence vote.
Yeah, they're going to have another vote on their own independence because they want to be part of the EU by and large, whereas the UK, of course, has left the EU.
Yeah, has voted and had several elections, and in the latest election being the reason that it was basically confirmed, because it was like, okay, the Conservatives won yet again. So, I mean, I guess with the immigration system, it says Australia and other countries use point systems. I've heard of that, so I'm not necessarily saying that's bad, but I mean, at the same time, if they're going to have a labor shortage, like you said, they're probably just going to do what they do in this country. They're going to fucking have people come illegally, or they're going to just fucking outsource it to other countries.
So here's my prediction as far as this goes. This policy is eventually going to give way to a guest worker program where people are brought in as unskilled laborers as part of like a day laborer kind of thing. Because, other countries that have kind of tried this hardline anti-immigration stance, like Denmark, they end up being like, they end up looking at the economic numbers after a while and being like, oh shit, okay,
we need some low-skilled,
low-paid
labor.
We actually do need.
Look at
this,
a country like Japan that doesn't allow a ton of immigration.
Well, even they've actually started to consider like we might need to import some cheap workers because we got an aging population. There's no one to do these jobs anymore. We haven't figured out a way to automate all these jobs away yet, so we still kind of need that. So, a lot of these countries that end up having these hardline anti-immigration stances do end up kind of having like, all right, well, we're going to let people in, but it's just to work.
And I will say,
they don't have a path to citizenship or anything. They're just here to work, and then we send them back.
And I will say, yeah, when we were in London and in the UK, I mean, a lot of the people that were working these type of jobs, I mean, some of them were British, but a lot of them are also, people from Eastern Europe and other countries. You saw a lot of people doing those jobs. Like, I guess Eastern Europe for them is like, especially Polish people are like they're Mexicans essentially.
Polish or the EU Mexicans.
Yeah, that's what it's. That was my understanding. Or people from Eastern Europe, and they do a lot of movie production there as well because the costs are lower to build sets and stuff like that.
Let's learn about let's look at some good old-fashioned American corruption, though.
Of course.
State Representative David Nangle used campaign funds to fuel casino gambling habit, prosecutors say. I see no problem with this.
I think that they should name that act Nangling.
I was thinking the same thing, dude. Like, Nangling sounds like someone, like, touching you inappropriately. Like, he nangled him.
Yeah.
No. It's stealing campaign funds
to
gamble.
He nangled the funds.
Yeah. It's not a sexual thing. It's a
I
gambling
see it as a sexual thing, TJ. But
longtime state representative, David Nangle was arraigned Tuesday on more than 24 charges of alleged fraud dating back to 2014. But his illegal activities may go back at least a decade, federal prosecutors said. This was not a momentary loss of judgment or a technical foul, U.S. Attorney Andrew Lelling said at a news conference. This was a systemic pattern of theft and fraud.
Damn, that Western diet's getting to you, TJ.
Prosecutors alleged that Nangle, a 59-year-old Democrat and member of the House Ethics Committee, raided his campaign account of more than $70,000 to sustain his gambling habit, bilked a local bank out of more than $300,000 in loan money he wasn't qualified to receive, and cheated the IRS out of tens of thousands of dollars.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Nangle gambled extensively online and at casinos in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. Fell into heavy debt, prosecutors said. He was arrested Tuesday morning at his home in Lowell, and in the early afternoon entered the federal courtroom with his ankles bound. He pleaded not guilty to 28 counts, alleging wire fraud, bank fraud, making a false... You know what? I'm just going to say to this guy right now, make a pro-Trump statement.
He'll let you off.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, Trump is pardoning motherfuckers like crazy. Just make a pro-Trump statement. Be like, you know what? This is just as bullshit as when the Democrats tried to impeach our great leader, Donald. It doesn't matter that you're a Democrat, too. Just say it. Say it loud enough for Trump to hear it, and you're going to get a fucking pardon. He's just going to commute your sentence. You're free. You know, that's what you got to do
My
now.
opponents have made up these egregious lies. I've never stepped on a casino in my life. Come on.
And if I did, it was just
to
for
raise-
the buffet.
It was to raise money for orphans in need. Please,
I
President.
just wanted some crab legs. That's all.
Please, Mr.
I
President.
swear.
The Russian witch hunt went too far. I love you.
So we'll see how that plays out, I guess. Boy Scouts of America files for bankruptcy. Hundreds of sexual abuse lawsuits are now on hold. The Boy Scouts of America has filed for bankruptcy, according to a court document filed in Delaware Bankruptcy Court early Tuesday. The youth organization, which celebrated its 110th anniversary on February 8th, listed liabilities of between $100 million and $500 million and estimated assets of $1 billion to $10 billion. The bankruptcy filing comes at a time when the organization faces hundreds of sexual abuse lawsuits, thousands of alleged abuse victims, and dwindling membership numbers. As a result of the filing, all civil litigation against the organization is suspended.
Wait a minute. They've got liabilities between 100 and 500 million, and they've got assets between 1 and 10 billion.
Yep.
And they can... How are they bankrupt?
They're bankrupt, Paul. They're bankrupt. These young boys took an oath. They pledged to be obedient, pledged to support the Scouts, and pledged to be honorable. Many of them are extremely angry that that's not what happened to them, and the Boy Scouts of America did not step up the way they should have, Moniz said. The Boy Scouts of America faced hundreds of lawsuits from alleged sexual abuse victims across the country, all of which are now suspended because of the bankruptcy filing.
I wonder why they did it.
Several of the lawsuits allege repeated fondling, exposure to pornography, forced anal or oral sex. In response, the Boy Scouts of America said at the time that they cared deeply about all victims of child abuse and sincerely apologized to anyone who was harmed during their time in scouting.
Well, that makes it better.
Yeah.
That
Put a little Band-Aid on your boo-boo.
You're sorry? Oh, okay. That's fine.
They added that they were outraged. There have been times when individuals took advantage of our program to abuse innocent children. We believe victims. We support them. We pay for counseling by a provider of their choice, and we encourage them to come forward. It is the Boy Scouts of America BSA policy that all incidents of suspected abuse are reported to law enforcement, the organization said. Last April, exposed court testimony showed the organization believed more than 7,800 of its former leaders were involved in sexually abusing more than 12,000 children over the course of 72 years.
Just a few bad apples.
Moniz, who was part of a legal team that won a $18.5 million verdict against Boy Scouts of America for former Scout and sexual abuse victim Carrie Lewis in 2010, said Monday that instead of potentially having their day in court, alleged victims who had pending lawsuits will now need to file claims in bankruptcy court. Michael Fowl? I don't know. A Seattle-based attorney whose firm represents 300 alleged victims across the country said the bankruptcy claims process will be decidedly different for those suffering due to the Boy Scouts of America's alleged inaction. They won't have to give depositions involving their life history. Their lives won't be scrutinized, but they lose their right to a jury trial. For a lot of abuse survivors, telling their story in a court of law and forcing the organization to defend their actions can be cathartic. That won't happen with a bankruptcy. Sounds like the Catholic Church should have filed for bankruptcy, too. Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't know that bankruptcy was such a shield. Apparently it is.
Oh, we're bankrupt.
Oh, shit.
I mean, they're
The
facing
jig is up. Bankruptcy.
Yeah, they're facing so many goddamn lawsuits that this is the only practical option. And you see why it ends all civil fucking litigation against them. So they can go to bankruptcy court. And they're just gonna go, oh, we have no money to pay you.
We broke.
And also those depositions and those stories. That's what they really wanted to stop. The money is one thing, but they can just go form a fucking new organization. That doesn't matter. They can fucking have their, Boy Scouts 2.0 with their fresh image of, like, accountability, friendliness, honor, They can do that. They can create that organization. Or walk away. Or, like, the Boy Scouts can just be dead. But they're certainly not going to fucking want to pay all these people a bunch of money. And they certainly don't want all their fucking stories, because the media is going to run with those stories like, this scout leader abused 300 kids, and they all fucking told on him, and nothing was done. They don't want those stories in the media, so it's easier to say, well, we're bankrupt.
Hey there, Boy Scouts. Bring those muscly arms over here and get yourself a merit badge.
Yeah, I think that was the scout leader. What's that guy's name?
Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert. Herbert. He was a scout leader.
Herbert the pervert.
Yeah, he was a scout leader for many years.
Yep.
Yeah, but we'll be keeping our eyes on this story as well. I'm sure that we haven't heard the last of the developments.
Look at the story here, though. 12,000 Boy Scouts were abused over
Yeah.
the decades. So, I mean, it just shows you, like,
I mean, that's just
them trying to paint it
that's
like...
a fraction, though, of what I'm sure the total, I mean, like, that's just the people who've come forward. There's probably plenty of people out there who just are, like, trying to put it, keep it in the past or whatever. I was about to say put it behind them, but then, like...
Oh, damn. They're trying to put it...
That wording's no good in this situation. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of abuse victims who just simply haven't come forward because they don't want...
They just don't want to relive it.
Yeah, they don't want to relive the fucking, what happened to
But
them
for them,
and all that
the
shit.
organization, for them to go and say, oh, well, it's horrible, we want to report all this stuff. It's like, yeah, you want to report it now, fucking decades later. But at the time, you guys were obviously content to let systemic rape and abuse just continue and had really no problem with it.
Yeah, this is the same organization, by the way, that for years fought against, like, we can't have no gays in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember they actually won that case.
Right. No gays and scouts, damn it. And, well, because we're such a morally pure organization. Okay, cool. Sounds great. You sound real pure.
Pedophiles welcome, though.
YouTuber Jake Paul criticized for tweeting, "Anxiety is created by you."
Who's this fucking idiot?
YouTuber Jake Paul is facing criticism after an apparent motivational Twitter message in which he tweeted, "Anxiety is created by you," appeared to backfire on Monday.
Because he knows nothing
That's
about
shocking.
mental health. He's an idiot. He should
Paul-
keep his mouth shut.
Paul wrote on Monday, yeah, Paul, what you doing?
Yeah, what the fuck, Paul?
Remember,
This isn't me.
remember, anxiety is created by you. Sometimes you gotta let life play out and remind yourself to be happy, and the answers will come.
That's big of you, Paul.
They
I
come,
wonder
Paul.
if letting life play out is a little easier when you're some stupid bubble-headed social media dork that gets millions of dollars for being retarded.
Yeah, the tweets, which since appears to have been deleted. What's all this appears shit? It either was or it wasn't. Was it
appears
deleted
to
or
have been
not?
Yeah, I hate when they say that, and it's like, is it deleted or not?
The tweet, which appears to have been deleted, continued, "Chill your mind out. Go for a walk. Talk to a friend."
Anxiety cured.
Wow.
My anxiety is gone now.
If you guys ever feel anxiety again, talk to a friend and go for a walk. Actually, walk and talk with a friend.
But the message quickly earned scorn and ridicule, with Twitter users calling Paul out over insensitive advice on complex mental health issues. All of us getting cured of our anxiety disorders from Jake Paul's tweet tonight. Honestly, a revolutionary moment.
Dude.
Chose to fight it with sarcasm there.
When you literally have no grasp of grammar and you still own someone like Jake Paul, that's pretty bad. It's like, I mean, go back and look at that, dude. All of us getting cured of our anxiety disorders from Jake Paul's tweet tonight. ... So I don't understand how punctuation works. Honestly, a revolutionary moment.
No capitalization, no punctuation,
It's
barely
still-
a sentence.
Still destroyed
Still
him, though.
and
destroys.
still wrecked him.
Me. Oh, no. Why is Jake Paul trending on Twitter? What insensitive shit did he do now? Jake Paul. Anxiety is created by you. Me, I'm a head out. And there's a
Ike.
SpongeBob. I'm a head out. So I'm not
I think I
keen
hate
on-
these memes more than I hate Jake Paul's statement.
Yeah,
though.
I think that this tweet actually erased my anxiety. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. I can't believe in 2020 we have Jake Paul of all people telling the masses that mental illness isn't real. I need a nap. I don't really feel like he said that.
He didn't
but
say that. No, that's the
if
dumbest
Jake
take.
Paul and my anxiety were drowning and I could only save one, I'd save Jake Paul because my anxiety is all in my head and I can just go outside and take a walk.
I like that one.
All right. The world after seeing Jake Paul's recent tweet, anxiety rate drops to 0.
nice.
All right, so here's his rebuttal. Everyone clowning on my tweet, but now it's spreading more awareness about anxiety. I think people are already pretty fucking aware of anxiety, bitch.
It's spreading awareness of your stupid position on anxiety.
Yeah,
You dumb fuck.
Dude, now people like know about anxiety and shit.
which I didn't even know was a thing till I was 18. What?
Wow.
But had it my whole life and never knew how to deal with it. Shrug. If you think you have it or want to deal with it, try reading this. How
Wow.
to cope with anxiety. 11 simple ways.
Why don't you just direct people to your fucking tweet? Why don't they just read that?
Just go for a walk and talk to your friends. That's all you
Yeah,
need to
it's
do.
created by you.
Anxiety is created by you. I agree. This did create anxiety. My anxiety was created by you. You're not robbing shit. Jack in the Box cashier ignores robber's commands. Yakima police say.
Damn. This dude is
This is a badass motherfucker.
I mean-
That's a bamf.
over a fucking Jack in the Box till.
yeah, he's just like,
You know what I mean?
I ain't giving you shit. A Yakima fast food employee wasn't having it when someone tried to rob him last Saturday, according to a police report. Officers were called to Jack in the Box on North 1st Street around 1 p.m. for a report of an attempted robbery that went awry for the suspect. The suspect, 37-year-old Damian McCorkle, allegedly walked into the restaurant and ordered some food. A witness said he was wearing a coat with his hands in his pockets as if he was going to pull something out and told the cashier he needed money, police said. Based on statements from witnesses at the restaurant, a police report described the encounter as follows. I'm robbing you, the suspect said. You're not robbing shit, the cashier replied. Yeah, I am. I need the money. I will beat your ass. You want to go outside and handle this? The suspect then left the store.
Correct.
Dude. What a bad motherfucker, dude. I'm robbing this shit. Guy looks for a gun. He's all like, you ain't doing shit.
You ain't robbing shit, bitch.
When police asked the cashier if he believed the suspect was armed, the cashier said the suspect looked more nervous than he was. McCorkle was arrested a short time later and was identified as the robbery suspect. Blah, blah, blah.
Dude, McCorkle needs to be arrested just for having the name McCorkle.
And he's in trouble when he gets into jail, too.
McCorkle! Who the fuck is McCorkle?
What are you in for?
I tried to rob a Jack in the Box, but the guy threatened to beat me up, so I left.
Whatever. That dude be like, murder.
I killed 7 people. Woman claims man kidnapped her, forced her to watch Roots to understand her racism.
This is like a plot line from American Horror Story.
This guy said he's actually inspired by that.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I don't know if it's reported in this one, but the guy actually did say he was inspired by American Horror Story.
There's a scene where Delphine LaLaurie, who was like a New Orleans mass murderer who killed a bunch of slaves, is brought back to life. And then Gabourey Sidibe, who's a witch in Coven, ties her to a chair and makes her watch Roots.
Yeah, this guy was actually inspired by that.
Wow.
Police in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, arrested a man after he allegedly kidnapped a woman and forced her to watch Roots, a 1977 TV miniseries about slavery in the United States. Cedar Rapids newspaper The Gazette reports Robert Lee No, 52, was arrested Monday. A criminal complaint stated No forced the victim to watch the show, which is a 9-hour historical miniseries about slavery in the U.S. through the post-Civil War era, so she could better understand her racism. The complaint also stated the suspect told the victim he would kill her and spread her body parts across Interstate 380 on the way to Chicago if she did not sit and watch the show.
Yeah, another plot line from that.
The Gazette reports No is charged with first-degree harassment and false imprisonment. So here's what pisses me off about every one of these articles I've read about this story. it never does tell you if this woman came to understand her fucking racism.
Yeah, is she enlightened?
Did it work
now?
or not? That's what I want to know. Is she still racist? Is she even more racist now that she's been abducted?
She's
and
probably
forced
more
to watch
racist, dude.
this
She's
by
like-
a black dude.
She's probably gonna be fucking triggered if she's like a black dude that looks like this. She's gonna be like, wait a minute, I was fucking kidnapped by a guy that made me watch Roots.
I don't know how you could watch Roots and still remain racist, man. I think this guy is onto something.
Yeah, I think we just need to do this to everybody. that's
Gather up
racist.
all the racist for
Yeah.
re-education.
Yeah, you're all watching Roots.
Time to a chair in a fucking movie
We
theater.
give them a
and-
racism test before and after watching Roots and see how it goes. You know. I guess there's really not much to say about it. Just funny. Football fans in Germany chant Nazis out as racist fan is identified and
damn.
ejected. Football fans in Germany, soccer fans, united on Sunday to chant Nazis out as a single fan who made monkey noises that a black player was identified and removed from the ground during the third-tier match. In the closing stages of Prussian Monsters' match against Wurzburger Kicker. Man, these fucking soccer shit is so lame.
Shitty names.
The-
Shitty game.
The fair's the battle.
The fan who was sitting in Munster's main homestand was promptly identified by his fellow supporters and then ejected from the stadium by stewards. He has since been arrested, Munster confirmed. I don't think he should be arrested, but whatever.
Yeah, kicking him out's one
As
thing.
repulsive as the monkey noises against players were, the subsequent response from the rest of the spectators were so impressive, the club said in a statement, not only because they pointed out the perpetrator and made him recognizable for law enforcement, but rather with the unmistakable Nazis out chant and the strong anti-racism stand of the Prussian fans at Monsterrainer. Prussian Munster President Christoph Strasser added, "It is not something that belongs on the soccer field." Yeah, that's right, soccer, bitch. It's not football. Certainly not in our stadium. We don't want and need people like that here. We clearly distance ourselves from such statements, and I apologized, blah, 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 blah. So anyway,
I just think a lot of these racist people didn't get the memo yet. You know what I mean? Like now at this current time is not the time to go out and make monkey noises at a black man. It just isn't the time. You know what I mean?
Ain't gonna work.
50, 60, 70 years ago, that might have flown.
that was just good fun back then.
You know what I mean? But
now, not so much.
yeah, you need to poke your head out into the world and see what's going on. It's just not.
I mean, even recently, maybe if this happened 10 years ago, the guy probably wouldn't have got kicked out.
What was he arrested for, by the way?
I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of hate speech laws.
I mean, I
there or
know there
something.
are very strong hate speech
See,
laws in Germany. So.
I don't necessarily agree with the dude being arrested.
No,
I'm
right.
fine with him being kicked out.
Well, kicked out is one thing. I mean, that's basically like you paid for a ticket, you did some shit that's against the code of conduct here, your ass is gone. But I mean, yeah, arrested him, that seems like an extreme step.
Guess what? No more plebs.
Get out of here!
So, hey, plebs, here's what you guys are going to miss. We're going to talk about some of the commutations of sentences by Trump. We're going to look at some crime stories. We got some Harvey Weinstein trial updates. We got a lot of entertainment.
You gonna
news.
throw up,
Did you
TJ?
burping this whole time?
we got some
What did you
stories.
What did you eat, TJ?
He
it's
ate a
just-
bunch of nuggets.
It's just this Red Bull.
He ate a bunch of
Plus my
it's your
McNuggets.
nuggets, dude.
How
It's
many
your
nuggets did you have, dude?
10.
He had like 1,000
You
nuggets.
had 10 nuggets, TJ, right before the show?
That's what comes. I mean, yeah, you know.
He was bitching too that like 10 was too many, but he still ate all 10 of them.
Yeah. We got some entertainment news. We got some fast food news. We got some trailers.
We got some more verps from TJ.
Blip, 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 blip. Whatever.
We got some. We got another. We got a story.
You've done it like 20. Every time you talk, you pretty much like a verb.
You guys are immature as fuck. I just want to point that out.
George
that's
Zimmerman
true.
is suing Buttigieg.
Eat after the show, TJ. Eat after the show.
So what? Hey, I'm just taking after one of my favorite fictional characters, Rick from Rick and Morty.
All right.
Burping in the midst of every
Hey,
sentence.
featured here, TJ.
Let's look at some trailers. I'll verp my way through those as well. This is for patrons only. Plebs gone. Patrons
Get
only.
out of
now.
here. Get out of here.
Cool.
This
Now
is my
we're there.
favorite. This is my favorite part of the day. I like the trailers. This is news I actually care about.
So let's take a look at some trailers here.
Cutthroat City.
Let's do it.
Hurricane Katrina
This
may
is
extend
Cutthroat
from
City
southeast
exclusive.
Louisiana all the way into Kentucky
Hey,
and
Katrina, cool.
Of course it's tough. You black from the lower ninth.
I ain't no puppet, I'm destined to do.
That's the 9th Ward.
What's new?
Hey, is that Wesley Snipes?
That was indeed Wesley Snipes.
Cool.
Locked down. I don't know how you do it.
I think it's love, man.
You got a wife and a
This
son now?
movie looks pretty good.
This cardiac assistance, the 9th ward isn't covered.
New Orleans, nothing short of apocalyptic.
First they flood us, then they pushing us out. This happened just how they wanted.
Why don't we talk to your cousin? That dude against
Man, those are some egregious white boy cornrows right there.
It's my only option. It's one and done for us, all right?
RZA directed this shit.
Minute for the money.
A perfectly good tax-paying casino was hit.
Baby, what happened?
You ain't got my money. You got to walk the plank.
We gotta figure something out fast.
You got trouble, boy?
Can I get a witness? Witness?
You don't recognize what you up against.
Figure out what is going on.
Can I get a witness?
I just want to do something.
We got a problem.
Oh, can I get a witness?
I think they in trouble. There's a war going on you don't know about.
Oh, my soul's ambition.
You definitely got talent. But the lower ninth was
Mine. Long before it was yours.
Is that Terrence Howard or whatever?
Yeah.
I can't look at that guy and take him seriously ever since that Terryology shit.
2 + 2.
Listen, man. 2 times 2. Wait, what is it? 1 times 1 can't equal 1. That's what it is.
No, that's what it is. Yeah.
1 times 1 cannot equal 1. Because then 1 would be itself. That negates the existence of 1. It's like, what are you, huh? What are you talking about, bitch?
This is like your pretty standard,
Just a crime drama.
Yeah, I mean it's a crime drama. You have like the whole gangster element, like the gangsters with a heart of gold kind of thing, just trying to break out of a system that's corrupt and against them, and doing things that in certain contexts would be distributable, but in this context is actually good.
Let's do it. There's ass in it. There's guns. There's ass. There's Terryology.
Trina's always been with us.
Damn white
Had a bunch of
police
different names.
won't let us rob the casino.
Well,
Looks pretty fucking rote, by the numbers, by the book.
Yeah.
Boring bullshit.
I don't like it.
Kind of like the New Orleans backdrop, but doesn't look like they do anything special with it. So
No.
This next trailer is called The Green Knight.
Oh, cool.
In a time when honor was everything.
Yeah, dude. Honor was everything.
When courage made kings. When dudes' heads combusted into flames randomly.
Tell me a tale of yourself, so that I might know thee.
I have none to tell.
Yet. You have none to tell yet.
I fear I'm not meant for greatness.
We all fear, but fear can be a gift.
Do not waste this.
All right.
What?
What's going on?
I don't know.
What
is
happened?
Is it like a medieval horror movie? Is it a fantasy movie? Is it?
What happened in this?
I'm unsure.
Did I miss something?
So, I don't really understand what's going on
Is this Sir
plot-wise.
Gawain in the Green Knight? Is that the?
Yeah, I'm not.
That's the only Green Knight thing that I know is Sir Gawain in the Green Knight.
Yeah, is that? It's really not clear at this point.
I'm confused.
I don't know.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I guess we don't know until we see
I got
more.
no fucking idea. This one's called Vivarium. Let's hope it makes more sense.
Many homes have the pretense of being ideal. But these homes really are
it's
ideal.
a horror movie.
It's not exactly what we're looking for.
Wait, no, I don't think this is the right way.
Yeah, this is the way we came in.
No. Is it? Did we just do some kind of loop?
They stole your idea, Paul.
Did they?
Yeah, remember you wanted to do something with like how like the uniformity and like sameness of
Oh yeah.
like all these fucking
McMansions.
Yeah. You know, it's just like, oh, everything looks the same, everything's so fucking cookie cutter. And it is kind of spooky.
It is.
Like you kind of got that in the sense of like in the old hallway of that apartment that DP used to be in and stuff.
Yeah.
You'd be walking through the hall and you're just like,
You turn the corner at the end of the hall and it's just another identical hall.
yeah, everything just looks the same, and it's like kind of like disorienting because there's nothing unique to kind of differentiate one thing from another.
Silence. What if they don't come? What are we supposed to do?
What happens when the American dream becomes a nightmare?
This house is forever. The perfect environment for a young family.
Woof, woof, woof. People like to be alone sometimes. Not be with each other all the time.
It's gotta have a bottom. This is something that I could do. Please just let me do this.
It's acting like you're its mother. Get back in the house. Get back in the house.
I want to go home.
You are home.
That's nature. That's just the way things are.
Really tapping into some stuff there.
Yep. That's
Dude,
looks like a deep one.
Dude, they fucking went in the simulation, dude. They go into the simulation within the simulation. Now they're just stuck.
Symbolism. Woo-hoo.
It just, I mean, to me, it just looks like a movie about modern life.
Yep. Basically.
The horrors of modern life.
Sweet.
The horrors of modern
Well,
life.
that's my favorite of the three trailers for sure.
Yeah. I wasn't really impressed with any of those, but I guess I'd rather see that one than the other two.
Yeah, the first one.
I don't know. Maybe the Green Knight will be.
The Green Knight, I'm unsure.
I'm just kind of like uncertain what I even saw there. So.
I'm a little put off by the medieval grimdark thing that's happening now with the Green Knight.
You done with it?
Yeah. I mean, stupid Game of Thrones just brought that out of everybody.
President Trump commutes sentence of former Illinois Governor Blagojevich, who served time in Colorado. Blagojevich released from federal prison custody Tuesday evening. President Donald Trump on Tuesday said he had commuted the sentence of former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, who had been serving a 14-year sentence for political corruption at the Federal Correction Institution, Englewood in Jefferson County.
For basically trying to sell a Senate seat.
Right. So here's a funny thing. And unfortunately, all of the people who deleted their tweets or deleted their Reddit posts. Sorry. Deleted their Reddit posts. But a few days ago, after it was like about 15 days ago, someone on the Donald's subreddit actually said that Trump should do this. Trump should commute Blagojevich's sentence.
Wow.
And the people in the Donald subreddit were like, this is a terrible idea. This is horrible. You're an idiot. Fuck Blagojevich, blah, 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 blah. And, the post was downvoted into oblivion and stuff. And then now that Trump has actually done that, of course.
Everything's great.
4D chess, beautiful. Beautiful move by Trump. Great move. Another great decision by the Geodis. And, of course, all of those Reddit posts saying this was a terrible idea on the Donald have now been deleted. They've all gone back and deleted their comments.
How
and stuff.
convenient.
So it just goes to show that there's no principles behind these people. It's just, whatever this fucker does, they just approve of automatically.
Isn't that in keeping with Trump himself?
And unthinkingly, yeah, sure.
I mean, really, it is. If that's who they emulate, I mean, then the past is irrelevant.
So upon leaving prison, Rod Blagojevich announces his new party affiliation. I'm a Trumpocrat.
Well, I guess if you fucking get busted for corruption, then get released for it, which is, in my opinion, doesn't make any sense. But I guess that when you're president, it doesn't matter.
In 2011, Blagojevich was convicted of wire fraud, attempted extortion, soliciting bribes, conspiracy to commit extortion, conspiracy to solicit and accept bribes, and sentenced to 14 years in prison. The year before, he appeared on The Apprentice, where he bombed a Harry Potter-related task. Trump admonished him for sharing inaccurate facts about the boy wizard, and once Blagojevich began blathering about Slytherin and Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, it was all over.
Oh, damn. Go play that, TJ.
Okay.
I just want to ask this one question. Your Harry Potter facts were not accurate. Who did the research?
There was not a specific direction to do the research on Harry Potter, but the inability to learn the product, and there was an issue in the...
Was that their inability or your inability?
I suppose I should have directed everybody else to learn the product.
All you have to do is just read the fucking books. It's not that hard.
Like, even Donald Trump has his Harry Potter shit right, like... It's not Ravenclaw, you fucking idiot. It's Ravenclaw.
Or watch the movies, for fuck's sake. I mean, anything.
I will say that's sort of an axiomatic thing that you might want to do as you understand what the challenge is. I thought conveyed to them what the challenge was, what we should do, collaborate with them over the phone with the limitations having the other project manager.
Yeah, but you went to Orlando to learn about Harry Potter. Nobody else did. So wouldn't you have been the one to know the product and learn the product?
I feel like I knew the product. In fact, I wrote a lot of the text. I talked about the different houses, and I was the one who said houses and classes interchangeably because I was trying to be more explicit so people can get a concept of it. But it's Slytherin, and it's Hufflepuff, and it's
Slithering? No, wrong.
Slithering?
Slithering is not right.
And it's
no, not Ravenclaw.
Dude, he needs to go to fucking
This guy sucks.
He needs to go to prison just for this fucking shit, dude.
Oh,
dude,
man.
The show makes him like they actually sent his ass to like the Universal thing, or I guess the Harry Potter land or whatever. When I guess at the time they were building it, so he literally got fucking a private tour of this shit. Like, these are the houses, and he's supposed to do dude, this guy's a fucking idiot.
So
he's
are
lucky
you
that goddamn
responsible?
Donald Trump became president.
I think we did not win, but I think if you were looking...
Whatever, dude. I can't take
Did
any
Trump
more of that.
go back up? Did Trump say he didn't know him? Seems like a very nice
like a
person.
baseball
Don't know
team,
him.
We're making progress. I believe
Yeah,
some of
that's
our
what it says.
Yeah, he served 8 years in jail, a long time. He seemed like a very nice person. Don't know him.
That's dude, look, if you can go and fucking like I think it's a Joe Rogan podcast. Penn Jillette was on The Celebrity Apprentice. And he talks about they were there for hours on end with fucking Donald Trump.
Yeah, so
It's
I mean,
like, so I mean, yeah, maybe they're not best buddies, but he fucking got to know him at least a little bit.
Blagojevich will hold a press conference at his home in Chicago on Wednesday, where he's expected to answer hard-hitting questions like, "Did you finally get around to reading Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban?"
Oh boy, that is witty.
Trump pardoned a construction company owner whose family donated $200,000 to his campaign. Get out of here, ad. President Donald Trump on Tuesday pardoned Paul Pogue, a construction company owner who pleaded guilty in 2010 to underpaying his taxes by nearly $500,000. Pogue's son and his daughter-in-law have donated over $200,000 to Trump's campaign since August, the Daily Beast reported, citing Federal Election Commission filings. Their previous donations to Republican campaigns did not surpass $10,000, the report said. On Tuesday, Trump pardoned and commuted the sentences of nearly a dozen people, including Rod Blagojevich.
All of them white-collar criminals, by the way.
Yes. President Donald Trump on Tuesday pardoned a construction company whose owner, whose family donated over $200,000 to his presidential campaign. Paul Pogue pleaded guilty in 2010 to underpaying his taxes by nearly $500,000 and received 3 years probation. Trump pardoned and commuted the sentences of nearly a dozen people, including Rod Blagojevich, blah, blah, blah. We already talked about that. Citing Federal Election Commission filings, the Daily Beast reported that Pogue's son, Ben Pogue, the new CEO of Poe Construction and Ben's wife, Ashley, had donated over $200,000 to the Trump Victory PAC and Trump's official presidential campaign since August. Ben and Ashley Pogue donated $135,000 to the Trump Victory PAC in August, and Ben Pogue made an in-kind air travel donation of about $75,000 in September, the Daily Beast reported.
So basically, they just bought this.
Yeah.
They purchased.
They bought a part.
The commutation.
Yeah,
of the
they can't go give Trump, $200,000 in a fucking briefcase. So it's like, oh, the Trump Victory PAC, and it's obvious what happened here. And this happens all the time. Like, our dad told me and TJ a story about how, like, when Clinton was leaving office, that he was basically approached and like, well, if you want a pardon, you got to donate $500,000, and you can get a pardon. Essentially, that's just how politics works. So like. Maybe it's not guaranteed, but that's essentially like if you donate a large enough sum of money. I guess Donald Trump's cheaper. He only wants $200,000 for his pardon.
Yeah, not bad.
I mean, that's pretty
pretty good pardon price.
I mean, for a big ass and like the guy that he pardoned here, he didn't even go to prison. He had probation.
Trump should demand that he shot from this angle more. He looks pretty good here.
Yeah, because he looks like a giant statue. Basically,
he looks pretty decent here.
God, Emperor Trump.
Car full of teenagers drives at, runs over officer who tried to stop them. A police officer suffered serious injuries requiring surgery after a car full of teenagers accelerated and drove directly at authorities in what was an alleged deliberate attempt to hit them. The incident occurred just after 1 a.m. on the morning of February 15th in Billings, Montana, when police officers located a vehicle that had been evading them multiple times previously in the evening. Officers say they were in the process of giving commands to the vehicle's occupants while the car was stopped facing the police when all of a sudden the driver accelerated and drove straight towards the officers. The vehicle struck a BPD officer, causing serious but non-life-threatening injuries, said Lieutenant Brandon Woolley from the Billings Police Department in a press release. The officer was transported to a local medical facility by ambulance for injuries requiring surgery. The officer, who will not be identified at this time, is 35 years old and a 6-year veteran of the BPD. The vehicle fled the scene after the driver struck the officer, but crashed nearby. 6 occupants then fled on foot. All of them were apprehended in the area shortly after they tried to make their escape. 5 of the car's occupants were juvenile females from Billings between the ages of 13 and 16. The driver, a 14-year-old male, also from Billings, was arrested and remanded into youth services. He was charged with attempted deliberate homicide. The teens' identities have not been released, and the investigation into the incident is currently ongoing.
Yeah, this is pretty. That's pretty young to be.
Be 14,
evading the police all night.
Some 14-year-old with a car full of teenage girls driving around town before he's even old enough for a permit, let alone a license.
Get this kid on the next Fast and Furious movie, man.
Yeah, this does sound like the character origin story of a Fast and Furious character.
I mean, does it not, dude? With these stories, there's just people that go joyriding. They don't give a shit. And obviously when the cops stopped and they didn't give a shit about that either, ran into this asshole. He's fucking injured. And I mean, here's the thing where they fucked up. They crashed the car, man.
When I was 14 in Billings, Montana, I evaded the police for 24 straight hours. What else do you need to know?
Bald eagles across the United States are dying from lead poisoning.
Sweet.
Talk about a symbolic story, huh? Bald eagles across the United States are dying from lead bullets, but not because they're being shot. The Cape Fear Raptor Center, North Carolina's largest eagle rehab facility, has treated 7 eagles in the past month for lead poisoning. Since November, at least 80% of the eagles at the facility, that the facility has euthanized were put down because of lead poisoning. Hunters use lead bullets to kill deer and other animals. Although the hunters aren't targeting eagles, the birds are still indirectly affected when they consume the animals shot with those bullets.
Wait a minute. They're hunting the animals. Don't they go take the carcass, or do they just leave the carcass out?
I don't know. Apparently in these
they
instances,
leave the carcass
they leave
there.
It, so
There's times
they might have shot the deer, and then the deer runs off.
There's
and
times
dies later, and they couldn't track it or something.
They don't get a clean shot, so the deer, like you just says, it runs off. There's times that the deer simply goes to an area like maybe you're hunting a mountainous region.
It says right here, if the deer isn't killed immediately and runs, and the hunter can't find the deer, the eagles and vultures find it and ingest the lead. Once absorbed in the gastrointestinal tract, the lead becomes toxic. The latest incident for the center occurred. I mean, so basically, this is just like an ongoing issue, I guess.
Wow, hunters suck.
Yeah, I mean, like
bad shot.
If you shoot a deer, you should be able to track the fucking thing.
I mean, most times that's true, but not always. There's times with these animals, like in a forest stuff, they just get lost. You can't find them. But I mean, who knows why so many? I mean, it could just be they're
80% of the fucking eagles had to be put down in the fucking center because people shot deer that they couldn't kill. Man,
I don't know. I mean, to me, it kind of seems astonishing that they would hit it with with buckshot or something or a rifle round and not kill it. But it's definitely possible. Well, at least not kill it immediately.
Hunters are just fucking lazy, man. They're just like, I don't feel like chasing no deer.
I think a lot.
I'll wait for the next one.
I think a lot of them would, but there's definitely, I'm sure, hunters that don't give a fuck and just like you said, ran away, didn't get a fucking clean shot.
And that's how that's how you're killing America's fucking symbol, you lazy fucks.
Let's just ban those lead rounds.
Harvey Weinstein jury asked to see list of women the producer red flagged for private investigation. Updated at 3:38 p.m. The jury in the Harvey Weinstein rape trial has requested a few emails written in 2017 by Harvey Weinstein to his private detectives red flagging women he felt were top priority for investigation. One of the flagged women was actress Annabella Sciorra. Sciorra. Earlier today, the jury sent questions to New York Supreme Court Judge James Burke asking why there are no standalone charges in the case of actress Sciorra. A question one of Weinstein's attorneys suggested might indicate the jurors are leaning towards believing the actress, but not the complainants Jessica Mann and Miriam Haley. Such tea leaf reading is just that, but the jury's questions certainly indicate some confusion about Sciorra's role in the trial. The Sopranos actress testified about her alleged rape by Weinstein during the winter of 1993 to 1994, but the statute of limitations on rape charges has expired. Her testimony only pertains to 2 predatory sexual assault charges in the cases of Mann and Haley. Sciorra's testimony can be used to support the predatory assault charge, i.e. to prove Weinstein's pattern of assaultive behavior. In order to find the defendant guilty of the 2 predatory charges, which carry a possible life sentence, jurors must find that Weinstein is guilty of raping or assaulting both Mann and Sciorra and or Haley and Sciorra. There are no standalone charges before the jury involving only Sciorra. The judge recalled the jury to answer its questions, telling jurors they were not to consider or speculate on any charges not before them. Later, around 3:10 p.m. New York time, the jury requested to view emails in which certain women were marked in red, an apparent reference to emails sent by Weinstein in 2017 to his private investigator listing women the producer suspected might be cooperating with journalist Ronan Farrow. Weinstein red flagged names he considered a top priority, Sciorra among them. In one email, apparently now being viewed by the jury, Weinstein told his investigator that Sciorra had appeared in Copland, a 1997 Miramax movie filmed at least several years after Sciorra says Weinstein raped her. This was consensual or deny it, Weinstein instructed. The jury also requested to see blueprints of Weinstein's Soho apartment. Earlier today, the judge issued his legal instructions to the jury prior to deliberations and denied 2 last-minute motions from attorneys on both sides of the room. Lead prosecutor Joanna Luzzi asked the judge to include a jury instruction regarding what she claimed was the borderline jury tampering of defense attorney Donna Rutuno's recent op-ed piece for Newsweek. The judge did not make reference to the article in his jury instructions.
I mean, how is writing an article jury tampering?
Well, they're supposed to be sequestered, so they shouldn't have access to that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know how I could see like they're bribing people and saying, hey, if Weinstein walks, you get a part on a show or something.
I will tell you this though, that like depending on how heavy the sequester is, they probably did read it. I mean, when I sat on a jury, we weren't supposed to be reading the fucking newspaper.
Well, maybe it's the fact that his attorney's not supposed to write an article. That's probably what they're talking about.
Right.
Okay, so that makes more sense. I guess if you think about it that way, not simply just the fact that the jury is going to read it, but they're saying jury tampering, so it's, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do sequesters really even work? I mean, we kind of know from listening to past juries and stuff that
they don't.
The sequestering thing isn't really. I mean, they do end up reading that stuff and seeing that stuff. even though they're not supposed to.
The only true sequestration that's going to happen is if you actually, like, you yourself abide by, like, no, I'm not going to read anything about this case. Which, I mean, you're involved in it. That's, like, pretty much the sole focus of your life at that point is this case. And a case like this goes on for probably years. I mean, how long has this one been going on?
This one hasn't been going on that long.
Not too long. I mean, it's been a few months.
I mean, that's a long time for a case, period.
Ben Affleck dropped out of The Batman amid fears he'd drink himself to death.
Jesus.
Ben Affleck has finally revealed the real reason he decided to leave The Batman. In an interview published Tuesday by the New York Times, the two-time Oscar winner said his struggles with alcohol, his divorce from Jennifer Garner, and the troubled shoot on Justice League prompted him to abandon the role of Bruce Wayne. I showed somebody the Batman script, Affleck told The Times. They said, I think the script is good. I also think you'll drink yourself to death if you go through what you just went through again. Affleck said he drank relatively normally, but then things got out of control.
I will say his friend lied to him in the first thing. I think the script is good. See, that was the first lie.
I drank you haven't even seen the movie yet. I drank relatively normally for a long time. What happened was I started drinking more and more when my marriage was falling apart, he explained. You're trying to make yourself feel better with eating or drinking or sex or gambling or shopping or whatever, the actor and director explained. But that ends up making your life worse. Then you do more of it to make that discomfort go away. Then the real pain starts. It becomes a vicious cycle you can't break. At least that's at least what happened to me. So, yeah, Ben Affleck is a fucking booze hound. What do you think of that? Let's judge him.
Yeah, what a weak person. What a piece of shit.
You disgust me, Ben Affleck.
How dare you have a drinking problem?
You fucking disgusting piece of fucking degenerate shit.
Dude, if I was going to drop out of Batman, though, I think he honestly did himself a favor. He did himself a fucking big favor dropping out. Cause the whole DC universe has been a shit show. And if you're fucking literally, like, becoming a drunk just to play Batman, it ain't worth it. Especially not in this
personally, I think I want to see drunk Ben. I wasn't fond of Ben Affleck being Batman, but drunk Ben Affleck as Batman, that sounds kind of cool. That sounds like it might have some fucking,
oh, dude, you want to see
some
the most
charm to it.
You want to see the most insipid, disgusting Ben Affleck role I think I've ever seen him in? Watch him in the new fucking goddamn Kevin Smith movie.
You specifically told me not to watch.
Yeah,
that.
but watch that scene, dude.
Okay.
It is like his role in the movie.
Is he drunk in the scene?
I don't know if he's drunk in the scene, but he probably had to be drunk when he agreed to do it. Oh, wait, no, Kevin Smith guilt tripped him because of his heart attack.
Oh, right, yeah.
That was really powerful, dude. Having a heart attack, I mean, he does make fun of it in the movie, but it's not funny. But yeah, that is powerful. Just TJ, if you want to get back on top, just fake a heart attack, dude.
Cool. All right, I'll do it. Kent State gun girl Caitlin Bennett. Oh, God, my heart attack is happening now.
Oh, no.
I'm dying. All right, I'm fine again.
Now do my movie.
Caitlin Bennett flees hundreds of protesters at Ohio University.
She's got a gun. She's fine.
Athens, Ohio. Gun rights advocate Caitlin Bennett was chased off the Ohio University campus by a large group of protesters Monday when she made an impromptu appearance, according to reports. The Athens News reports that Bennett, who gained internet fame as the Kent State Gun Girl, went to the campus to film a video asking students questions related to President's Day, which was Monday, but the news reports that the appearance quickly became chaotic as hundreds of protesters surrounded her, members of her conservative activist website Liberty Hangout, and her bodyguard. According to Athens Post, protesters yelled at Bennett, held up the middle finger, threw water through an open window in her truck as she left. The news reported some supporters did give Bennett hugs.
So I remember she was claiming that there was like a riot or something.
Okay. Here's some more protester footage.
You don't want to stand there. Hey, you don't...
Pull your window up, dude.
Shit, they're fucking winning this.
They're still throwing stuff.
You need to back up.
Joel, shut your window, Joel. Joel, shut the window.
Why is that cop just letting this all happen?
The cop is letting... He told me, Justin, he told me he could not help me. He has nowhere for me to go.
So this is what happens when stupid meets stupid.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Look at all the phones out and shit, man. We're fucked.
I'm filming this.
I'm standing up against this person. They should not have a right to come here and say anything. It's like, why not?
There was a chant of "Where's your diaper?" Because I guess there's video of her shitting herself or something. She like shit herself at a party or some shit. She got drunk and shit herself. So
she should be known as the shit girl.
Yeah, and so basically when she was walking through the campus, people were chanting, "Where's your diaper?" Which is kind of mean, but yeah, I'm not really a big fan of this type of mob mentality bullying shit.
Because there's no intelligence in it. There's no like this is what it was. It was, we're against you. Everyone's flipping her off and throwing shatter. It's like, what is this proving?
And then a bunch of people are saying on the other side, like, well, she invited this on herself by some of the stuff she's done. And I guess she's said and done some pretty reprehensible things.
Like what?
I don't know exactly. It's kind of vague.
It's
I don't know. I don't know if she actually has done anything that's gross, but
I don't want anyone.
But I really don't care.
People have the right to fucking protest, but it seems like when anyone that has a dissenting point of view goes to a college campus, they're just either run off or there's riots and people just can't handle it. It's like, nope, can't have another. Like, look how people like Ben Shapiro and Molly Yiannopoulos rose to prominence. It was because they went to college campuses, they triggered all these people, and no, stop them, the kids, they're not allowed to have their opinion. And then they got up on stage and made, like, when they were allowed to do it, like, well, this is why I'm a conservative. Maybe Milo was a but it's like, they made these people into what they are by fucking acting this way. If they just said, like, who cares if this retard is here? Let them stand around an empty field where no one cares about them.
Discourse is dead, dude. I'm a dumb shit with stupid opinions. Oh, yeah, well, we're a bunch of dumb shits with stupid opinions, too.
Yeah, don't forget about us.
Like,
yeah, it looks like she's just one of these people who goes around to college campuses and asks loaded conservative questions.
Why wouldn't you?
And tries to elicit stupid answers from college kids and then post them like, look how dumb the left is.
Steven Crowder, before going to college campuses, he had some notoriety, but then he fucking stumbled upon that, like, get a bunch of stupid liberal arts majors to answer these questions, and when they say something dumb, that's what makes it to my videos. Anything intelligent, it's the cutting room floor.
So she's just one of those, basically.
Yeah. Trigger the libs.
So, but it seems like the new reaction to that is, you're not going around college asking your questions. We're just gonna
run you off.
We're gonna run you off the campus.
She carrying a gun?
Yeah, well, that's her thing. She open carries and stuff.
Why she need a bodyguard though? Didn't she have a gun? Wasn't she safe?
Yeah, shouldn't she have just mowed down this crowd of people?
Stand your ground.
Yeah, stand your ground against them. She should have been the latest fucking mass shooter. She should have been the first mass shooter that says it was self-defense. Anyway, China expels 3 Wall Street Journal reporters. China's foreign ministry says move was punishment for recent opinion piece published by the journal.
You get out. You try to tell truth.
China revoked the press credentials of 3 Wall Street Journal reporters based in Beijing, the first time in the post-Mao era the Chinese government has expelled multiple journalists from one international news organization at the same time. China's foreign ministry said the move Wednesday was punishment for a recent opinion piece published by the journal. Deputy Bureau Chief Josh Chin, the reporter Chao Deng, both U.S. nationals, as well as reporter Philip Wen, an Australian national, have been ordered to leave the country within 5 days, said Jonathan Chang, the journal's China bureau chief. The expulsions by China's foreign ministry followed widespread public anger at the headline of the February 3rd opinion piece, which referred to China as the real sick man of Asia.
With as many coronavirus cases as have come up, it's kind of hard to argue against that.
Regrettably, the Wall Street Journal has done so far... Regrettably, what the Wall Street Journal has done so far is nothing but parrying and dodging its responsibility.
So actually, what you're in fact doing.
Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhang Shong said, the Chinese people do not welcome those media that speak racially discriminatory language and maliciously slander and attack China.
By telling the truth.
The 3 journalists work for the journal's news operation. The journal operates with a strict separation between news and opinion. Wall Street Journal publisher and Dow Jones CEO William Lewis said he was disappointed by the decision to expel the journalist and asked the foreign ministry to reconsider. The opinion piece was published independently from the Wall Street Journal newsroom, and none of the journalists being expelled had any involvement with it, Mr. Lewis said. Our opinion pages regularly publish articles with opinions that people disagree or agree with, and it was not our intention to cause offense with the headline on the piece, Mr. Lewis said. However, this has clearly caused upset and concern amongst the Chinese people, which we regret.
Listen to them sucking the dick of this totalitarian
China.
regime.
We're so sorry.
We'll
never do it again.
I swear to God, we never wanted to insult you, China. Please keep those ad dollars flowing.
Pump that money in.
Oh, please.
Fund our movies. Oh, and fund this infrastructure and fund all this for us, China, please.
Just look how China has fucking these corporations bent over a barrel. Just fucking disgusting.
It's the amount of money they can throw around. They have an insane amount of money they can throw around. They own these fucking... Well, remember at first China was like, we're just going to buy up these companies. And then realized, like, oh, we don't actually have to buy them up because that'll get us too much heat. We'll just buy a stake in the company. Then we pretty much can just control it through, like, oh, we'll pull our stake out. Oh, we'll pull our money out.
Oh, yeah. Al Pacino, 79, dumped by Israeli actress girlfriend, 40, who slams him as so old.
He's so old. He's like double your age. No shit.
You didn't know that Al Pacino was old?
She didn't realize until now. Israeli star Matil Dohan was last seen publicly with the actor in October for the Los Angeles premiere of The Irishman. Now confirming their split, the Weeds actress told Israel's Laisha magazine that their 39-year age gap took its toll after 2 years of dating. She said, I tried to deny it, but now he is already an elderly man. The age gap is difficult, yes. I tried to deny it, but now he is already an elderly man, to be honest, so even with all my love, it didn't last.
Dude, I'll tell you exactly what happened, dude. Al Pacino's just a fucking genius, dude. He just fucking, he thought about his image, he had low lighting, he just did everything to fucking convince her that he actually wasn't as old as he was. Then finally, after 2 years, she figured it out.
When asked about some of the expensive gifts Pacino had given her throughout the relationship, the TV star laughed and insisted he didn't like to spend money. How can I say politely he didn't like to spend money? He only bought me flowers, she admitted. Although their romance fizzled out, Matil said they remain good friends, and it was an honor to spend 2 years together. The couple were last seen when they attended the Irishman premiere in L.A. together in October. Pacino had set tongues wagging about their romance when he attended the Oscars earlier this month solo.
I have a feeling Al Pacino is not going to be that desolated by the story.
In this relationship, there was some tongue wagging going on, too, I can guarantee you.
Yeah, and it's Al Pacino, so some tongue will be wagging again shortly.
I just got tired of sucking that old dick for money, so...
Sucking that old Pacino dick.
I'm sure he's desolated. He'll never recover.
Oh, yeah. He's never going to find anybody else to blow him.
Blow the dust off my dick! Poor Al Pacino. Lark Voorhees feels slighted over Saved by the Bell revival snub.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. She was a major character on the fucking show.
By the way, who the fuck is this in the back?
Like, who is that dork?
Who the fuck is that guy?
So hold on, let me make sure. Okay, so I see the principal.
Yeah,
that's Mr. Belding.
Mr. Belding. I see Screech.
Yeah, Screech.
I see all the principal kids, and then there's a dork standing over
who
their
the fuck is that guy?
I don't know.
Is that like the creator of the show or something?
Does it list everybody's name underneath?
Yeah, let's see.
What the fuck is that?
Lark Voorhees is Lisa. Ed Alonzo is Max. Who the fuck is Max?
Oh. You know what?
What?
Okay, Max was the dude that owned the hangout that they went to. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was like the guy that owned the little like disco club.
I do not remember that at all.
Yeah.
But okay. Sure, I'll trust your word.
Yeah, that's who he is.
Actress Lark Voorhees confessed she was really hurt that producers did not reach out to her for a revival of Saved by the Bell, the 90s television series that made her career.
I mean, it constituted her career. What do you mean made her career?
Voorhees, who
what has she done since Saved by the Bell?
I don't know. Voorhees, who played, apparently she's related to Jason, so that's kind of cool, who played teenage fashionista Lisa Turtle, said in an interview with Dr. Oz.
Oh, everyone's favorite social parasite.
That she was asked not to participate in the new series. That's right. Saved by the Bell is coming back
So wait a
on
minute.
the air.
They did contact her, and they were like, stay out of this one.
Dr. Oz posted a clip of the interview in which she speaks about her mental health issues ahead of the Wednesday air date. I have to admit, I did feel a bit slighted and hurt when I was not invited to be part of the Saved by the Bell reunion as well as other cast member events, Voorhees said. So they're bringing Saved by the Bell back on the air. Listen to this fucking premise here. The new Saved by the Bell show will pick up where the old series left off, following the lives of Zach, Kelly, Slater, and Jesse as they navigate adult life and parenthood. Scheming protagonist Zach Morris is now governor of California.
No.
And faces controversy for closing too many low-income high schools.
Oh, man, she should be happy not to be a part of this shit show.
The new series will air on NBC upcoming streaming service Peacock, which is owned by... There's too many streaming services already. You're too late. I'm not getting another one.
Yeah, I'm done, dude.
Voorhees also told Dr. Oz she is thankful to have been part of such a successful show, even if she won't continue her role in its reincarnation. The actress mother told people in 2012 that Voorhees was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Okay, so no one wants to work with her.
So they don't want to work with her because she's crazy. Let's see how crazy she comes
Some of
across.
Lark's former castmates are currently taping a reboot of Saved by the Bell. But Lark, you've not been asked to participate. And I know you wrote something, an entry, that if it's okay with you,
She looks
I'd love
weird.
you to share it.
She does look weird.
It's very powerful.
All right.
And it reflects some of your thoughts about not
All right,
being...
I don't care.
Dude, Dr. Oz is just like, I mean, what? Just the total puppet master. Hey, mentally ill person, do this dance for me.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I highlighted it for you. Say the words.
A man allegedly told police he strangled his girlfriend, then killed her daughters so they wouldn't have to live without a mother.
I can follow the logic.
He's a thoughtful killer.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he didn't want to he didn't want him to be sad. A Milwaukee man is facing murder charges in the deaths of his 26-year-old girlfriend and her 2 daughters after authorities said he admitted to strangling them and then burning their bodies. Prosecutors charged Azrael Ivory, 25, with 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide Tuesday after he led police to the garage at his former apartment building where he allegedly said he left the bodies as they burned. Police in Milwaukee found the bodies of Amara Banks, 26, and her daughters, Camaria Banks, 4, and Zania Ivory, 5, Sunday morning, a week after the family reported them missing. Ivory, who went to Memphis after the killings, was originally taken into custody on an aggravated battery charge on Saturday after Banks' neighbors told police they could hear him beating up the young mother and saw him dragging her into her apartment building. On February 7th, Ivory and Banks attended the funeral for their 21-month-old son who died from bronchitis in late January. After the funeral, Ivory said he went to work and then returned to Banks' apartment at 1:30 a.m. February 8th, according to an amended criminal complaint. Over the weekend, he told Milwaukee police detectives who traveled to Memphis that Banks did not want him around anymore because he reminded her of their son. The defendant stated that Miss Banks was angry that he had gone to work and yelled at him that he did not care about the death of their son. Ivory then claimed Banks picked up a knife and said she didn't want to live anymore before swinging the knife at him and cutting him on the wrist, according to a complaint. Ivory told police he then grabbed Banks and pushed her head into the wall twice, causing her to bleed from the mouth. He then strangled her with both hands and said she wasn't fighting back, so he figured she wanted to die, the complaint said.
Sounds reasonable to me.
But neighbors told police they heard Banks scream, "No, no, please don't kill me," as he dragged her. No, she wanted to die. The neighbors are wrong on that. It's pretty clear to me. At another point, they heard a woman's voice in Banks' apartment scream, "Don't kill me, don't kill me." Police said Ivory told them he didn't want the children to live without their mother, so he went into the bedroom and then strangled them one at a time. Blah, 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 blah. Ivory allegedly told police he planned to dismember all 3 bodies, but changed his mind after he began with Banks and saw her bone. He's like, "Ooh, I don't want to deal with no bones."
A bone.
He then wrapped their bodies up in an air mattress and took them to his car. While driving around Milwaukee, he remembered that his old apartment building had a 4-car garage and that one of the doors wasn't locked, so he drove there, dragged the bodies in the garage, lit them on fire. Initially, the flames did not appear hot enough to burn the bodies, so authorities said Ivory went to a gas station, found some gasoline, threw it on their bodies. At that point, the fire got very hot, so he left the garage as their bodies were burning. Ivory later allegedly told his father in Memphis he had killed Banks and the 2 girls. On Saturday, his father contacted Memphis Police Department and said that his son admitted to killing his child's mother and 2 other children. The defendant stated that it was his family, that he brought the kids into this world and he can take them out if he wanted, the complaint said.
Dude, I gotta say something. I remember
when
your own father fucking turns you in, you know you did some cold-blooded ass fucking shit, dude.
And I've heard parents say this shit before. Like, I remember our parents saying this shit to sound tough. Like, I brought you into this world and I'll take you out.
But they never act on it.
Yeah, this guy went the fucking, he's going all the way. He ain't fucking around. Ivory was taken into custody by officials in Tennessee on Saturday and booked on a fugitive from justice charge. According to online booking records, Milwaukee police said Monday he would be extradited to Wisconsin in the coming days.
Welp.
What a great, uplifting story.
Yeah, I thought you guys could. I mean, I know we've dealt with a lot of sad stories today, but
that's
I thought this one might lift your
astonishing.
spirits. You know?
They lose a fucking a toddler, an infant. Then, and the grief of that, he goes off and is like, just okay. He comes home, then murders his fucking goddamn wife. Then
his girlfriend,
our girlfriend. Okay, whatever.
They were not married, Scotty. Not married.
That's fine. TJ murders his girlfriend.
Get it right, Scotty.
Then kills her 2 fucking children.
That's a mercy killing, though.
It's
mercy killing.
So they didn't have to be without a mother.
Right.
I
think we're looking here as a man of extraordinary conscience. Who is, he's just trying to do what's
He's a revolutionary.
Right.
He's on the bleeding edge.
I don't even know what you fucking say about this shit, dude. Just it's horrible shit like this exists in the fucking world.
A taxi driver saved an elderly woman from being scammed out of $25,000. Here's a sad story. Because here's
the scammer lost.
An innocent fucking scammer out there trying to make an honest living.
Dishonest living.
Thwarted by some fucking piece of shit busybody taxi driver. What do you think of that shit, huh?
Immoral.
A California cab driver knew something sounded fishy when his elderly passenger said she needed a ride to the bank to withdraw $25,000. Rabir Singh picked up a 92-year-old woman in Roseville, California 2 weeks ago. When he started chatting with her, Singh said she told him she was about to withdraw the money to settle a debt with the IRS. He pleaded with the woman to reconsider, saying he thought this could be a scam.
He knew. Dude, he's fucking Indian. He knew immediately that was a scam. He was like, do not do it.
I remember that script.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to do that myself. This is Bundesh with IRS. Singh even detoured to a police station to help convince his passenger not to withdraw her money.
Yeah, he was smart to do it.
I am an honest guy, and these are old people. They need help, Singh, the owner of Roseville Cab, told CNN on Thursday. It just made sense. As Singh talked to the woman, she told him that someone had called her and asked for the money. When he asked if it was a family member, the woman grew silent. Singh said the woman agreed to let him call the number to the person who was posing as an IRS employee. We called this number again, and I asked the man, do you know this lady? He said no. Singh said, I knew something was wrong. When Singh pressed the man, saying the woman was 92 years old and she was nervous, the man hung up on him. After repeated calls back, Singh said the number blocked him. Despite that, Singh said the woman didn't believe him. So he came up with another idea. So this bitch is she's desperate to be scammed. I mean, she just wants it.
No. Let him scam me now.
I have to be
No,
scammed.
Sonny, I still believe his tall tale. I'll just go to the bank and get my money. Raj pleaded with the woman to reconsider, so they agreed to stop by the Roseville police station to ask an officer. The police department said in a post on Facebook, Singh spoke with the officer at the station and then spoke with the woman, police said. The conversation with the officer worked, and the woman believed she was being scammed. This bitch is stupid as fuck,
This dude is a fucking hero. Basically, they convinced someone not to be scammed. He's like, this is a scam. This is a scam. It's like, okay, let's literally go to the police station and ask them if this makes any sense. They're like, no, it's a scam. All right, it's a scam. Finally. Dude, if Raj here was fucking more dishonest, he could be like, I'm with the IRS. Give me the money and I'll pay the fee for you. I mean, he could have obviously he could have come away fucking making $25,000. So good on him.
Officers gave Singh a $50 gift card to thank him for what he did. So, I guess that's your reward.
He got a $50 gift card.
Could have had fucking $25,000.
These crows evolved into a new species. Boned the old species too much. Now they're back where they started.
Fuck.
They
de-evolved.
Hundreds of thousands of years ago, a glacier advanced upon the Pacific Northwest, its ice forming a natural barrier that fractured crows into two populations. These populations began to diverge into two separate species, which ornithologists decided were distinguishable by small differences in body measurements and the sound they made. At least that's what they thought. It appears today that after undergoing the speciation process over hundreds of thousands of years ago, these two crow species, the northwestern crow and the American crow, have begun merging back into one, according to new genetic evidence. The crows have been hybridizing over 900-kilometer-long swath of the Pacific Northwest. The study paints a more complex picture of what constitutes a new species. It means that speciation isn't a one-way process, Dave Slager, the study's first author and PhD candidate in biology at the University of Washington, told Gizmodo. It can even go in reverse sometimes. Scientists have considered the two crow species separate since 1858. The northwestern crow is a bird of Pacific Northwest beaches and mudflats, slightly smaller than the ubiquitous American crow with its huskier voice, according to ornithologists and birders.
Dude, so look, so climate change did a good deed, TJ.
Yeah, brought these two crow species back together. Back together,
Gave them the
Scotty.
excitement of boning another species, too.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, shit.
That's
Look
like
at that
some
crow over there.
That's like some Star Trek shit. That's like fucking, boning a Klingon or something.
Slightly different than me. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, you a slightly different species than me. That's fucking hot. Hot! Similar enough that it's not like bestiality or something, but we slightly different. You got some fucking head ridges
Well, this
like
just
a Star
tells
Trek
me
motherfucker.
that if, like, Hicks keep fucking sheep and cows and stuff, eventually they'll be like, they'll de-specify there, too.
Yeah.
Just got to keep letting them do it.
Sounds good to me. Waiter to lay off all 2,300 Louisiana drivers in these 5 markets. Some become contractors.
Yeah, this is sad for me.
Waiter will lay off
Paul's
all
like, damn.
2,300 Louisiana employees in April as the restaurant delivery company transitions drivers from hourly employees to independent contractors.
Wow, dude. This
The
is a fucking
Louisiana
farce.
Workforce Commission released details on Monday from a legally required notice filed by Waiter earlier this month. Waiter will be instituting a layoff for all its drivers in every market across the nation, which includes 5 in Louisiana, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lake Charles, and Shreveport. A total of 2,300 employees across the state will be laid off on April 6th, according to a letter Waiter sent to the Louisiana Workforce Commission. It is anticipated this will be a permanent layoff. Amy Bean, I don't know. Waiter's vice president of human resources wrote in February, third letter, also noting there will be no bumping rights to other jobs or locations. I don't know what that means. Sky, what does that mean?
That means that they're not allowed to go to another market where this layoff isn't happening and bump due to their seniority somebody that has their job right now.
Yeah, because a lot of these things function different in different states. So some states pay more. So sometimes people actually leave. They go, okay, I'm going to go to Texas because they pay better rates, or Louisiana pays a better rate, so I'm going there.
All drivers will have the opportunity to stay with the company as independent contractors, according
Which
to
they're not.
Waiter
They're really
spokesman
not
Dean
independent.
Turkle.
They're really not
Yeah,
independent.
this independent contractor thing is such an abused fucking system at this point. It's like, WWE performers are considered independent contractors, even though they're full-time employees, really. An independent contractor is not supposed to be a full-time employee. And increasingly, companies, in order to get out of doing benefits and stuff like that, are calling their employees independent contractors.
And shifting the tax burden to the employee.
It's just a way to remove their labor rights from them and to put them out on an island alone, and we can fire you for any reason at any time, and we can change your job to whatever we want at any time.
Technically, if you hire an independent contractor, you're supposed to have like a specific job, like this is the job that you're supposed to do, and they're supposed to have carte blanche as to how to do that.
Yeah.
But that's not how it actually ends up working. It ends up, you're an independent contractor, but I'm still your boss, and I still get to tell you everything you're supposed to do. And that's just not even how it's supposed to work. So these are not independent contractors. These are employees, just like WWE wrestlers are employees. They're not independent contractors. So stop with this fucking bogus distinction that's designed to take away the rights of employees.
They're not going to stop, by the
And
way.
I mean, and how can they ensure the quality of what they're doing in their business model if everyone's an quote-unquote independent contractor? It doesn't make any sense. The
Well,
reason
it removes their liability, too.
It does, actually. Yeah, that's correct. So there's no way to guarantee the quality of this, and I guarantee you that anyone that works for this company at this point, the people that are, they're gonna have overworked people, are gonna be underpaid, and the quality is just gonna go way the fuck down. This company is basically just saying they don't give a fuck about their business. They've just established themselves in these markets. They undercut probably their competitors, and now they're just content to just be, now let's just fuck over all the people that work for us and built this company up.
If you order a burger on Waiter.
Speaking of burgers, the beauty of no artificial preservatives, a horrible
desiccated piece of fucking rotten meat
So,
is now an advertisement.
Burger King breaks the mold with new advertising campaign. So that, yeah, because what really gets me hungry for a burger is looking at a mold-covered hamburger.
Yep.
That's just really fucking, oh, man. Yum, yum, yum.
This doesn't look far from what you get at Burger King now.
Right.
If you go order a fresh burger, by the way.
So I understand what they're trying to do here, but I think this is really misguided. Burger King is breaking the mold. Get it? Is this thing on? In its new advertising campaign. The burger chain is portraying its Whopper covered in mold in print and TV ads running in Europe and the U.S. The message, Burger King is removing artificial preservatives from its signature burger. The company, already known for its irreverent ad campaigns, turned it up a notch, including a time lapse of a decaying burger on Twitter. This is fucking gross, goddammit.
Yeah, I don't want to think about a fucking decaying, moldy burger when I go out to eat.
Right,
Like,
but
I mean,
guys,
who is this aimed at?
It's
well,
so
it's
fresh.
supposed to be a fucking, because like McDonald's shit doesn't fucking do that. There's so many preservatives in there that you could like after 6 years there's no sign of rot on these fucking burgers.
Yeah.
So that freaks people out. So Burger King's like, our burgers rot. Check it out. No preservatives. But you know what? You could have fucking conveyed that without showing me a disgusting image of a fucking moldy burger that makes me want your product somehow even less than I already did.
Not to mention, it's like,
Which is a fucking quite a feat considering how little regard I have for Burger King as it
all
stands.
they're doing is admitting for years they have the same shit. And oh, now we're different. No, look, we're going to show you this disgusting fucking thing rotting. It's like, look, we all know what's going to happen if food is left out. Yeah, that McDonald's thing happened fucking 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, if they had done it right after that was a big news story, that would have made way more sense. I don't associate, like, Burger King can't be any more shit in my mind, but it's, I don't know. I don't think it makes any fucking sense to do this.
The last time I had Burger King was like 6 or 8 months ago, and it was literal inedible slop. It was like lukewarm, gross, floppy, cold in the middle, just like disgusting. All the veggies on it were soft.
It's the worst chain, dude. It's the fucking worst chain. Like, all the ones that are around here, I don't know how they're still open. They're completely run down. Like, I never see anyone go to them. Like, I went to one with Stevie, and, like, I saw them hit me, and I'm like, how was it good? He's like, no, not really. I'm like, why would you even go there then? Like, why would you give them your money for something? Like, this food is disgusting. It's like it's all microwaved at this point. I don't think, like, do they even do the frame broiled shit anymore? Is that still a thing?
I
don't know.
What's
Dude,
next?
when I was a fucking kid, that was the big thing, dude. The grill marks. You know what I mean?
The beauty of somebody who eats Whoppers decaying in their grave.
I love it. Let's go see. I'm gonna see if I can find this time lapse they're talking about.
The time lapse of the Whopper decaying.
Yeah, let's see their fucking.
About
Whopper.
midway through it is what you get served if you go to a fucking.
Now, 14 days in is when we actually serve it to customers. It's good.
Soggy shit.
Fucking
I don't expect much either.
A floppy
I eat fast
boiled,
food.
It's a floppy boiled burger, dude. Because you know why, Paul? Because your ass knows you can go down to Waffle House for fucking less than Burger King, get a better fucking hamburger. Or whatever.
Or whatever I want, yeah.
You want a fucking all-star special, whatever it is.
Waffle House good.
And probably about the same time, dude, because a lot of Burger Kings are slow and inefficient, despite the fact that there's no one fucking there.
Good old Waffle House.
Some of these fucking old school fast food chains need to die off. Like, see, Wendy's and McDonald's came into contemporary times. They'll probably stick around.
They're still edible, though.
Yeah, they are. They're decent. I mean, for what they are. I mean, but they made changes years ago. Burger King is just now coming around to this. Like, hey, I guess people don't want this shit. Well, the big buzz they've had now as a company is the vegan options.
No list.
Well, they're not actually vegan, but vegetarian.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you got the video?
Yeah, I think it's after this Lando Lake shit. All right, so here we go.
A food artist come in and make a Whopper.
The Whopper, day one.
Yeah, starting to look like a Whopper now. It's wilting. Yep, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
I'd say right about there is when you get it.
Yeah, that's about the Whopper you expect, right about there. Man, this just, oh man, I'm just craving a Whopper now.
God, I'm hungry.
What a great thing to associate with your brand. Decay. Yeah, you know what? If this ad's supposed to be endemic of the state of Burger King, then I completely agree. It's the perfect
beauty
ad.
of no art. Like, what the fuck kind of misguided shit is this?
No, it's the state of the company, dude. The company is rotting and decaying slowly but surely. And now we're at day 34 for Burger King as a company.
I don't want to look at a fucking mold-covered goddamn burger. You're a burger company where someone at your company literally is like, I know, let's show the burger covered in mold. You have lost your fucking mind, Burger King.
Well, let me ask you a question, TJ. As a fat guy, do you even, when like, you have a fat guy, like, I'm hankering for some fucking fatty food, does Burger King even enter your fucking mind? Does it even enter the conversation?
Only if there's nothing else around.
Not anymore.
A deserted island with one Burger King.
If it's like late and the only thing open is Burger King, it'll enter my mind, but then I go eat some fucking potato chips or something.
Here's the circumstance where I eat a Burger King hamburger. If I was around someone who's like, hey, I went to Burger King, I have a spare hamburger, do you want it? I'd be like, yeah, I guess.
You know what, TJ? I think I'm gonna go buy Burger King and get you a sandwich, dude.
That'd be about the only fucking way, though.
Give me a moldy one.
Yeah, I want the one that's covered. Can I get the new mold burger, please?
We need to do that. Start going into Burger Kings and going, hey, I want that new moldy burger.
The mold burger looks delicious.
Yes, give me one of them moldy burgers I saw in that ad. That thing looked yummy.
And then take it back and be like, there ain't no mold on this.
Burger King done lied again.
I want my money back. There was no mold.
Maybe they can offer it, dude, as a special service, $100 per sandwich.
Gross. Anyway, that's our show. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Yeah, TJ.
Bye the fuck bye.
Pick another fucking winner, why don't you? Why don't you pick your nose, TJ? Go ahead. Full screen, TJ. Nothing full screen on TJ's nose picking.
TJ just belching and...
Oh, I don't have it right now. Sorry.
Oh, damn you, dude. Fucking
sorry.
fail.
I had to do it because we're trying to hide our set back there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's
our
the end.
mystery set. It's over. Bye.